Alright, let's go for round two, and we're going to do a little bit of hot toy hunting. Let's just wait for a few more people to get in here, and we'll get going for tonight's live stream. Let me just test out and see how we sound alright. Let's see. And we're going to do a little bit of hot toy hunting. Cool. Think we are in there. Let's see. Alright. See if we can get some people in here. We shall get cracking into it. If you're jumping in right now, feel free to say what's up. We're going to take a look and see what's out there. See if there's any deals that we're missing out on. Maybe some of us can go and scoop. Alright. Where do we want to go first? I cannot wait for this Anakin to come out. It's too bad it's going to take so long. This is going to be such a good figure. What's going on, Roberto? Welcome in. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're just going to be taking a look, going through a couple sites that I usually go through to look for some hot toys. See if we got anything good. First off, just starting off on Sideshow. Just taking a peek. What's going on, Andreas? I can't believe how much of a price difference this one has from the deluxe. It's like a very real difference. I guess the difference between the Darth Maul with and without the speeder bike was pretty big too. But the speeder bike that came with Darth Maul seems like it was more expensive to make than the STAP that comes with the deluxe Anakin. This figure is going to be so fantastic. This figure can't come soon enough. I can't wait for all these figures to come out. There's so many good figures coming out from Star Wars. What's going on, Vintage Viewpoint? Collecting Dad, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Stormy Thursday night, or I am at least. Hopefully we don't lose power or anything. Hong Kong getting hit hard by the plague. Prob gonna affect the shipping and more. Yeah, man, prayers go out to all of them. Everybody's struggling out here. Hopefully, the last thing that should be on anybody's mind is hot toys getting shipped out with, Hong Kong getting hit hard. So, and the whole globe really. Sorry, soft and sad. No, that's all right. That's okay. What are we gonna look for today? So there's a site that I found. I don't know if any of you guys have ever used it before, but I pre-ordered a figure from there like 3 weeks ago. I'll get into it in a second. Should we get more than one Anakin? I don't know about everyone else. I'm gonna get 2 Anakins. I'm probably gonna get 2 standard versions. I don't think I'm going to get a deluxe, but I'm definitely not gonna get just one Anakin. Maybe because I'm a degenerate. I don't know. But I'm just like too bullish on this figure, and Anakin is probably like my favorite. I mean, Darkside Anakin is probably my favorite figure in my entire collection. So just seeing this figure knowing I can get it at retail and just knowing what this figure does historically, I think I'm going to pick up 2 for sure. What's going on, Alexis? Welcome in. Bespin Luke. Where is Bespin Luke? I can't believe they didn't announce it. I can't believe they get, like, I'm very happy with the Snowspeeder Luke that they gave us, but I can't believe they still haven't announced it. I mean, they've got to give it to us for New York Comic Con, right? I mean, it's going to be crazy if they still don't even give it to us then. Where is it? Is it buffering for you guys? Get an error on my end saying that it might be buffering for you guys. Where was I going? Oh yeah, I'm going here. I've always found that it's kind of hard to get to the Hot Toys page on Sideshow. It's kind of like annoying. Where's this Bespin Luke? Coming soon. How long is it going to be on this coming soon page? I mean, good God. I mean, I've been tempted so many times to just pick up the old release, the 2-pack. What's going on, Anthony? Welcome in. Thank you for always commenting on my videos, Anthony. I know you're a big supporter. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that we still... I feel like we have to get this at New York Comic Con, but we'll see. I've been on the list. Whatever this means. I saw that thing, like, you can, like, sign up for the list and you'll be first to know when it comes out or whatever. I don't know. I signed up for it because it just gives me hope. Princess Leia. What's going on these days in the available now section? So from time to time, I tend to go check the available now and see if anything is like on free US shipping that hasn't been recently. I don't think anything has changed. They still don't have the Mark 7 on free shipping. I feel like if that thing stays in stock for like, you know, a couple of months longer, I feel like it's getting close to the point where it's going to get to free shipping. How's everybody doing tonight? Did you order the vintage boba? Absolutely, I ordered the vintage boba. I'm a very big Star Wars fan, so it's like I don't pass up on that many Star Wars hot toys, especially anything that's like non-sequels. I usually don't pass on it. But I definitely picked up the vintage boba. I really like that figure. I think it looks cool. I have a lot of figures on pre-order right now. I don't even want to count how many figures I have on pre-order right now. Bestman Luke needs to come out. Yep, for sure. Dusty Deadpool still in stock. I think this one is... We talked about it in the 6 Scale Scavengers podcast. It's like $30 off or something. Captain America concept art. Still think this is the best body frame of any Captain America. Wish that they did use that for the Endgame one. If we ever get the Endgame Captain America... Thanos, this is going to sit forever. I don't know how this figure is going to... What do they got it right now? Is it just free shipping? Or they've got to have a X amount of dollars off by now, right? Just free shipping. This figure is going to stay in stock, like, until they start the next phase of Marvel. I can't see who's picking up this figure unless you're getting, like, a swinging deal on it. There's just so many, like... You definitely pick up the Armored Iron Man, if anything. And if anything, you really should be picking up the Battle Damage... Armored Thanos. If anything, you should be picking up the Battle Damage Thanos. So I don't know how they're going to sell this figure. I don't know what they're going to do with some of these, but... I wonder how many they're sitting on. I imagine the way it works with Sideshow is, like... Sideshow does not act as, like, a broker for Hot Toys. Like, they... Like Sideshow definitely takes risk. Like they definitely buy all of these figures from Hot Toys and they have to just like sit on them. So like I really wish that there was a way to find out what the supply numbers were for Sideshow. If anybody ever found out like how to actually get supply numbers from Hot Toys, like that they actually like make of a figure, that would be such a game changer for having a better understanding of how these figures are going to perform in the secondary market. But I've always wondered how many of these Thanos Sideshow actually has in their warehouse. Obviously, it's never gone to like low stock warning or anything, so I just wonder if they're like literally sitting on hundreds of these and just have no idea how to move them because the ship has kind of sailed for this figure. There's just too many better ones out now. Doing good tonight. How are you? Really enjoy your content. Thanks, Collecting Dad. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing well. Put out a new video tonight. You know, just it's like a new series that I'm gonna start where I'm basically just gonna try and go over like my top 5 like favorite Hot Toys from each year that they were announced. So. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I think it'll be a pretty cool series, and you know, if the series does well, I'll probably do some type of like spin-off of these series and try and do that as maybe a new path on the channel that I think would be a couple, you know, something different from what I standard do, and I think people would enjoy. I got mine yesterday. It's pretty badass. Oh, you got your vintage Boba Fett already? Did you order it from Sideshow, or where did you order it from? Like, did you order it from... I know you can basically only order it from Sideshow, or you have to get it from, like, Hong Kong or, like, some other country. Did you get yours from Hong Kong? New collector here. I ordered Anakin already. What do I need to get next? Maybe something about to go out of stock. Nice. Welcome to the collection. Welcome to the collecting. It's a very fun hobby, and it's very expensive. I hope that you I hope that you get something out of my videos that's important. Hopefully this video helps people who are like starting out collecting. So you already picked up Anakin, or you already ordered Anakin. That's an excellent order by you. That figure is an amazing figure and going to do very well in the secondary market. What figures are close to going out of stock? Unfortunately, I don't know when you started collecting. Were you able to get Bespin Leia? She went waitlist probably like what, three weeks, a month ago now. She was free shipping, and I really like that figure, and I think that figure has a lot of potential upside going forward. Although it's still pretty close to retail now. Other figures that are in stock right now. For Star Wars, I'm guessing you're talking about specifically. There's not a whole lot. Not a fan of Hobo Luke or any of the sequel figures. Wow, is that really all that's in stock right now for Star Wars? I didn't even realize that. No, wait, sorry. This is just free global shipping. That's why. I was going to say, free US shipping. Let's see what's in stock for Star Wars right now. Yeah, I was losing my head for a second. Princess Leia and Wicket. Sith Trooper. Some sequel characters, and that's about it. Well, for one, even though it's probably not worth much, get on the wait list for a bunch of these figures. Like, you should be on everybody should be on the wait list for this is like as free option as they come. You should always be on wait lists whenever you can, especially for figures that are already doing well in the secondary market. Everybody should be on the wait list for Director Krennic. You should probably be on the wait list for Jedha Patrol Trooper. Be on the wait list for Bespin Leia. Can you still be on the wait list for the be on the wait list for this Stormtrooper. Be on the wait list for Han Solo Deluxe. You know, it doesn't really happen where you ever really come off the wait list, but you never know. And there's no reason not to. And I would get on the wait list for Standard as well. Dang, there's a lot of good figures that are wait list now. I would say the figure that I'm most interested in, if I was just getting into collecting, that's in stock right now, at least on Sideshow, would probably be Bespin Leia without Wicket. But even then, I'm such a massive Star Wars fan. I didn't even order this Leia. The exposed joints in the elbows I just couldn't do it. It just wasn't for me. That's one I might regret not picking up one day, but I just feel like I didn't really need it. If we ever get a trench coat Han, which is like so like 8th derivative at this point for figures that we can get from Hot Toys, that's the only thing. I think that's what would really make me wish I had picked up this figure, but I just can't get over these elbows. Like, I would probably want to have her with this like clothing, like not with the poncho on, and I just can't do this. I just can't have a $230 Hot Toy like on my display with elbows that look like this. Maybe I'm just too harsh, but it just wasn't for me. But I guess if anything, of the figures in stock on Sideshow, it would probably be this one. But that's all right. Let me catch up on comments, and then we'll move on to the next thing I want to talk about. I would say try to get Rex and Cody, definitely. If you can only get one, then get Rex. Welcome to collecting. You made a great first buy. Yeah, dude, Anthony, I completely agree. Collecting that was a very good first buy. Did you get the Standard or the Deluxe? And everything that Anthony said is 100% accurate. The first two that I would pre-order next for sure is Cody and Rex. Love the Top X figure ideas. Oh, nice. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. You're talking about the top 5 figures that I did. Yeah, I thought it was a really cool idea. I feel like I haven't really seen many channels that have ever done like those before, so I think it's pretty cool that I'm trying to jump out there. And like I think like going year by year should be really fun, and if I can spin off a lot of like interesting ideas from this. Like after I finish all of them, maybe I could do my favorite Hot Toys period that have released. There's a lot of cool things I think I can go with it. I just hope the videos do well. But needless to say, if I have enough people commenting like you guys are, because you guys blow up the comment section, which is fantastic. Keep commenting. It really helps the videos, by the way. For any of you guys in this live stream, if you don't comment, commenting and liking the videos really helps the YouTube algorithm to like rank your video and start showing it to other people. So for everyone that's been commenting, I know Anthony's like and Jay and a ton of people in there are like huge commenters. It really helps. Do you think they will re-release Count Dooku Clone Wars? Not a bad idea. I haven't really thought about it. The thing with re-releasing figures as Clone Wars is I think like the the thing that you run into is they have to appear like materially different in Clone Wars than they do in like real life. So I'm pretty sure Count Dooku looks like how he looked like in Revenge of the Sith, right? Yeah, he basically wears the same outfit. So this one is like harder for them to redo, right? Because like, see, for example, Anakin is wearing this outfit, which is like the Clone Wars Anakin that we got. So that's why it was pretty easy for them to, re-release it as a Clone Wars version, because like they don't have to give us a new head sculpt, because obviously we're not doing animated head sculpts, but he does wear a different outfit. Same thing with Obi-Wan. With Count Dooku, he just basically wears the same outfit that the Revenge of the Sith one already has. So I don't really know how they could re-release him unless they give him like armor, which he like never wore, at least that I can recall in the show. I wish Hot Toys would have made the Anakin Starfighter. I know, dude, we're never getting that. I've just accepted that already. It's just way too big. Yeah, Hobo Luke, that's basically what I call it. Unfortunately, I don't see it happening. Dooku doesn't really have any costume variations, so the one that came out is really... Dude, Anthony, that's literally exactly what I just said, and I didn't even see your comment. That's so funny. A lot of your comments that you put are very similar to the logic that I use. It's kind of interesting. Might see an exquisite pajamas Dooku or Sith ritual. Exquisite pajamas Dooku. I don't know what that is, but that sounds funny. I got the deluxe version. Agree about showing all of those joints. That's why I tracked down Hoth Leia at Anatoys and Amazing Price. Nice. Oh, right. You're the one that commented on my video and said you order it from Anatoys, right? That's sick. That's a great scoop by you. I think I don't know if you saw my live stream, but I mentioned on one of my last live streams that Hoth Leia was in stock. Oh yeah, that's right. You did know, because you mentioned that in your comment. I actually have Hoth Leia on order from Anatoys as well, because I never actually picked one up when it was retail, and once I saw like the speeder Hoth Luke come out or whatever, Snow Speeder Luke, I feel like I would probably want to pair them together. So I ordered it, but, in the last shipment that I got from Anno Toys, one of the figures I got was the Rogue One Stormtrooper. Let's see if I can just show that. I don't know how well that's going to show up. I got the Rogue One Stormtrooper, and because it's like a super old figure, you could tell because like the bag was like dusty. Because like obviously this figure came out like, 4 years ago. And they've just like had it in their warehouse somewhere, and that's why I think they restock. Sometimes they just like find them. So like the bag was really dusty, which was fine, but the box was pretty dinged up, and it wasn't something that happened in transit. It looked like it was something that was already there. So I like messaged them and I was like, hey, I got like my figure. The figure's fine, like no worries, but like the box is like pretty beat up. Nobody like mentioned that. Like I don't know if there's anything you do to resolve that. Usually, honestly, their customer service is kind of meh, but they are really responsive on Facebook when you can get a hold of them. So they actually told me like, hey, we're sorry about that. We'll be willing to give you like a discount on your next order, which is pretty great. So I basically told them I was gonna retract my order for Hoth Leia, but I decided I just messaged them and I said, if you guys give me a discount on the Hoth Leia, then I'll just like that would be cool, and I'll just do that. So still pending if I'm gonna pick up a Hoth Leia myself from Anno Toys, but yeah. Hey, 6 Scale, just pre-ordered the Spider-Man 29. What's up, Derrickus Maximus? Dude, shout out to you. You're a huge fan of the channel. I appreciate it. You're like always commenting. A lot of you guys are always commenting. It's fantastic. But yeah, nice order. You will regret that the Leia and Ewok set is awesome. Yeah, I know, but I just can't get past the elbows. I probably will end up regretting it, but I guess we'll see. Great minds think alike, 6 Scale, for sure, dude. I kind of want to get Wicket just to say I have an Ewok in my collection. LMAO. We need General Grievous. We definitely do. Count Dooku with speeder bike. Yeah. Okay. Let's check out this website that I found. So I had this like weird situation with like the Mud Trooper, where I thought that I had pre-ordered the Mud Trooper. Like whenever it was like released, but like I've pre-ordered so many figures that I've like somehow like kind of like lost track of the ones like pre-ordered and haven't pre-ordered. And I realized like after the figure went waitlist, I was like, wow, that's great. Good thing I already had like my bunch of pre-order. And I checked and I actually didn't. And the reason why is because I thought I had it pre-ordered on Sideshow, because at the time when that figure was announced, that was when I was still ordering my figures from Sideshow. So I just assumed that I had already pre-ordered there, but I didn't. And then it was sold out everywhere. So I was like kind of frantically searching websites to try and find one. And I found this website out of Malaysia called Senmairu. Again, I'm totally not sponsored by any of these websites, and like, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Like, I don't even like this website is like in like Malaysia, but basically I like reached out to this person on like WhatsApp who like runs the website. The website seemed like pretty legit, and they were like super responsive. And when I messaged her, she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we have like one more Mud Trooper left in for pre-order." This was like a month and a half ago, after the figure had already gone waitlist on Sideshow. So I just like ordered it from her. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And so I come back and I try and check on the site. I still haven't got my Mud Trooper yet, so I'm not like totally for sure like cool with this website until I actually receive my product. But obviously they just haven't gotten it yet. Like a lot of places haven't gotten it yet. And anyways, when I paid her with PayPal Goods and Services. So I never really trip when I order something PayPal Goods and Services, because like obviously like you're protected. It's like PayPal's got your back when you do goods and services. So I'm still waiting for that, but I try and come back to this website. I know that I'm pretty sure she does not have any more director Krennics. I think I asked her about that one time. She might. Oh, maybe she did get some and they're in stock. Is anyone in the chat here doesn't have a director Krennic yet? How long do you think Cody will be in stock for once he releases? It's so hard to tell. I like to have like logic behind like what my like speculations are, but I would just be totally speculating if I told you how long I think it's going to be in stock for once it releases. That all just comes down to supply numbers, and unfortunately I just don't have a good source for Hot Toys supply numbers. I'm like frantically searching to try and find that, because I feel like that could really take my channel to the next level if I could get some raw data on that, but I've scoured the internet and have not been unsuccessful in finding that information. So it's kind of just hard to tell. Like, you never know. Like, if they just super mass produce it, which I imagine they probably will, it can be like a gem of a figure, like Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan, that still sits in stock for like 4 or 5 months. Or it could be something like a Han Solo Deluxe, which sells out before it even, or Mud Trooper that sells out before it even makes it to in stock. But I doubt it's probably that, because this figure is probably, they anticipate a lot of demand for that figure, but it's hard to say for sure. Yes, I'm a huge fan. Thanks, Derrickis. Do you have any Deadpool figures? Rose Row. I do not have any Deadpool figures. I stick strictly to Star Wars and MCU. It's because like Deadpool technically isn't in the MCU. I didn't really diverge that much into it. I try and keep it tight, to try and keep the finances in order. Cody versus Qui-Gon. Which should I choose? If you can, try and get both. If you have to pick, I would take Cody. I think Cody is way more of a badass figure and can go well with a lot of other figures. And I also think Cody will still probably do better on a percentage basis in the secondary market, but I think that Cody and Qui-Gon both do very well. That also depends. If you have Darth Maul, you should probably pick up Qui-Gon. But if you have Cody, then you should. If you don't, then you should probably pick up Cody. And if you have Obi-Wan, then you should definitely pick up Cody, because I'm sure they're going to look so good together. You don't order from Sideshow? I do not order from Sideshow. I used to order from Sideshow, but I kind of got fed up with the shipping. And I started ordering from a couple of different other websites. Mainly the one I've been going through now is one called Steven's Collectibles and More. He doesn't have a website up yet, but once he does, I'll share the website with you guys. But he has like a Facebook webpage, and you can just like ping him on Facebook, and it's like a great like local shop located in San Antonio, Texas. That's where I do a lot of my business from. I just like to do business with I like to give my money to like small businesses. If I'm going to be spending so much money on Hot Toys, I'd rather just give it to like a small business, than just like get punted all to Sideshow, especially when Sideshow is like blatantly screwing us with the shipping fees. I know people who live like 20 minutes from the Sideshow headquarters and still get charged like $24 when they order a Hot Toy for shipping. And they're literally like, "Hey, can I just like drive down the road and pick this up?" And they're like, "No, I don't like that." Pros and cons of ordering from Sideshow versus other sites. Trouble with damage if not ordered by Sideshow. That's a great question. Okay. Pros of ordering with Sideshow. You basically are like fully backed. If there's any issues or anything, Sideshow is like fantastic about like taking care of you and making sure you can be all right. Sideshow's customer service is bar none. They have the best customer service. You call them and they pick up like every time. There's no like waiting in queue for like 10 minutes or anything like that. For as large of a company it is, it's very personalized. And you just like, it's very comfortable ordering from Sideshow. You just know like everything is good. Their website is like very nice. Everything seems like seamless. Like you have all your order histories in one place, and you get like the reward points and everything. And I would say those are like the major pros. I specifically did not mention that the points are a pro because the points are basically count like any other website that you're going to find or any other, like local shop that has like a small website. They either also give points or they discount the price of their hot toy enough to where it's even better than the rewards that you're getting from Sideshow. Okay, the cons of Sideshow. The reward system is kind of messed up because when you order a hot toy, one, you don't get the rewards until an X amount of time after, I think it's 40 days after you actually receive the hot toy. So they basically trap you into this like endless cycle of not being able to officially like divorce Sideshow because you constantly have like leftover points in your account. And it's really annoying because like, say you pre-ordered like 7 figures and you want to like use your points for like a next one. Well, these figures keep getting delayed. So you basically have like $80 worth of $90 worth of points that you just like can't use until you actually like take physical delivery of these hot toys, which are like being delayed. So it's kind of like a annoying process. 2, the shipping is ridiculous. You pay like you end up paying like 24, anywhere from like 19 to not even 19, like $20 to $25 to ship a standard hot toy. And they don't like hook it up if you like Big Bad Toy Store does with like the loot crate or whatever, where if you have like multiple figures, you can like put in your loot box and then they'll ship it all at once for $4. So the shipping is like the worst part about Sideshow. I would say that's basically it. And so like you end up saving like a pretty reasonable amount. And then also like the other thing is like it's great that you're like, Sideshow does a lot for us, so I am like grateful to like put on like Sideshow con stuff, and I think they get a lot more hate than they probably deserve. But they also do have a monopoly on the Hot Toys market. Everything that comes in through Hot Toys have to come through them, and once it comes to them, then they have to like they just like take some off the top and then send it to like other local places. But they're making good money doing that, and so I kind of would rather just give my money to like a small business. Especially like local like shops or like not even local to me, like this one in San Antonio is not local to me at all, but I'd rather just give my money to them. It just feels better to like help out those like local shops, and they do make like pretty good money buying hot toys wholesale and then selling them to people. So I would say those are like probably the pros of ordering from local places, and also the prices are like almost always better. Don't ever order from a local shop if they're charging the same price as Sideshow. There's tons of shops, like for instance, there's this like somewhat newer one. I have 2 figures on pre-order with him, but I just switched to Steven's Collectibles just because I'm building a personal relationship with that shop. But this is another one. It's called Comic Concepts. Also, again, I don't endorse this website. I haven't actually received any of my figures yet that I've ordered from him. I pre-ordered. What did I pre-order? I think I pre-ordered a Rex and a Qui-Gon from him. But everyone who I've spoken with who's ordered from this place said he's like super legit and like they're like great, and so like this is an example of like a local shop. Let's just search Star Wars Hot Toys. He charges less than Sideshow, and like a good amount less. Like, let's take a look at this Anakin. Is that the standard? Okay, yeah, let's take a look at this Anakin. I haven't even looked at his website since he updated it. $249. And how much is on Sideshow? Is it $260? I think it's $260, right? Just to double check. Why is it not coming up? It's annoying. I'm pretty sure it's $260. Okay, so this is a good example. So this shop sells it for $250. So it's already $10 less than Sideshow. He also does points, I'm pretty sure. So you get like the same points back that you would get like ordering from Sideshow, and he's like a like local guy that's very active on Facebook. So you can always like message him and anytime anything comes up. And yeah, so like I don't really know why, like I just don't see why this would be any worse than ordering it from Sideshow. He gets it the same time as Sideshow. Like he gets his from Sideshow, so you might get it like a couple of days, I guess, after Sideshow gets it. He also like guarantees like if there's like a factory defect with the figure. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure he told me that he guarantees that if there's like a factory defect on the figure, then you can like send it back to him, and I guess like he'll like send it back to Sideshow or something. But like the guarantee that Sideshow gives will never be beaten by any of these other shops. That's the best part about ordering from Sideshow, is you're definitely covered. But I've also never ordered a brand new hot toy and ever had an issue when I received it. And I've bought like tons of hot toys, and I never had an issue where like something is messed up on like my figure and I've had to send it back. I guess knock on wood, maybe I'm just lucky, but if you don't like the figure within 30 days, you can return, no questions asked with Sideshow. Yep, that's huge. That is also great. Okay, great. Thanks for all the information. Do you think Sideshow purposely labeled figures as waitlists to artificially drive up interest and demand, even if they have plenty in stock? No, I don't think they do. I've just never seen anything that's like led me to believe that. I mean, it's definitely like a smart tactic, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I think that happens. Do I think that when they do these restocks and they like magically find these figures like located in their warehouse and they happen to be extremely sought after figures like Star-Lord, Iron Man Mark 46, Shore Trooper, Gladiator, Thor, I think that there might be a little bit of funny business behind that. I just find it a little bit hard to believe that they just randomly find these from time to time. I think the reason why they might do that is because it totally drives so many people back to Sideshow and like crashes their website, and then like everybody starts like checking the Sideshow website again for like a few weeks after to see what's going to happen, and people like try and stay current with Sideshow website, and it's like a very easy thing for them to do, to just like forget about these figures and then just like randomly put them in stock from time to time, because it absolutely it blows up the community. Like everybody in the community knows about it when it happens. So I'm a little bit speculative of that. But yeah, how do you keep pleather and other materials from cracking, etc.? I never pose my figures in ways and such that the pleather would crack. Like whether it be on the boots or like any other places on the figure, I usually try and keep it like pretty clean and like pretty museum poses. I only pose the figures hard that I know that can take it. I thought Sideshow reward points basically cut the shipping in half. A $250 figure is like $20 shipping, but with the rewards, it's like $10 shipping. Yep, that's basically it. But these other websites also have rewards too. So like if they can have a better price than Sideshow, usually better shipping, and give rewards, I feel like it's pretty supportive to order from one of these other websites. Collector Zone seems like a good place to pre-order from. Jetta Patrol and Easy Company Collectibles have their take 5% off codes. Prices include shipping tax. Yeah. Collector Zone is also like definitely a good option. I've never ordered from them before, but I know a lot of people who do. And obviously, you can use like Jetta Patrol or Easy Company Collectibles code to take 5% off. And it's also nice that they do put the tax and shipping like all in price, for sure. I haven't ordered from them before, but I might consider it down the line. But I've been sticking pretty loyal to Steven's Collectibles and more lately. Like hopefully he gets the website up running, it looks nice and good, and then I can talk about it more in a future video. Why buy from any of these sites when you can get cheaper at Toys Buying Agent or Toys Wonderland? Toys Wonderland is definitely not always cheaper. You do get it quicker, and also Toys Wonderland is like obviously in Hong Kong, so you can sometimes like get absolutely destroyed on shipping because it's like DHL shipping. Although the DHL shipping is insanely fast, you literally get it in 2 days, even if you order from Hong Kong. But yeah, those are also like interesting alternatives. I know exactly what you mean. Oh well, okay. That's a great question. Have you ever ordered from Toy Origin? I have not. Let me check it out though. I was like checking out new websites. Oops, I put U Origin. Take a look at that too. All right, but before we get further into the comments, yeah. So I ordered from this website. So I don't even know if I ever finished this story. Got sidetracked. Whatever. I pre-ordered a Mud Trooper from her website. I think I paid like $250 shipped to pre-order it. So I was pretty happy about that. It looks like she has a Director Krennic though. If anybody in the chat does not have a Director Krennic yet and wants one, let's see what this price is. Convert Malaysia to USD. How much did we say? How much is this? 868. Obviously, you're not going to be paying tax. 204. You're probably going to pay $50 for shipping, maybe a bit more, maybe like 55 shipping. That's pretty good. $254 if you don't have a direct to Krennic. Maybe that might be a good alternative. You can see this is like her WhatsApp up here. Again, I do not endorse this, and I haven't actually received my figure from this website yet, so I can't confirm that it's definitely legit. But the fact that it's PayPal Goods and Services leads me to believe it's probably fine. But if anyone doesn't have a direct to Krennic, what else do they have? They have the Luke. They have the Sandstorm Luke. How much is that Sandstorm Luke? 250. So what, like 300? You can pick one up in a Facebook group still for like 315. I don't have this one actually. I just don't love the head sculpt. Still have Cody and Qui-Gon. You can still order these on Sideshow though. Also when I order from like any sites that are like in the Philippines or like Malaysia or Hong Kong or any of these other countries, I only ever order figures that I can. My last resort for is always Sideshow, and if I can't order from Sideshow or anywhere else, that's when I start venturing into these other country websites. But generally, it's even if the price looks really good, sometimes it's not worth the hassle. But desperate times call for desperate measures sometimes. Honestly, Cody is gonna go super high in the secondary market. I know people are going to complain that they missed it. Laugh my ass. Yeah, dude, Sam, that figure. I think that figure is going to do really well too. I don't like even if this figure gets crazy oversupplied. Like it's the same thing I always cite. Just to look at what happened to Darkseid Anakin. That was such an oversupplied figure, and it still did very well. Cody is such a no-brainer to me. Just started buying from Toys Wonderland. Cheaper for me since I'm in the UK. Yeah, I feel like you guys have it tough in the UK. That's good though. Like, Toys Wonderland is a good option for you. Toys buying agent is free shipping and cheaper than Sideshow. I've not heard of them either. I just started collecting. Love your vids. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. All the support helps. I ordered from Toy Origin and they were great. Let me check out this Toy Origin. What country are they? Looks like they have it in USD. Is this a Great Britain or? Let's see what this place has got going on. No way. 300. Oh wait, never mind. No, that's a normal price. For some reason, I thought that Anakin with STAV was 270. I was about to say, dang, this might be the plug. While that's loading, I've ordered from Toy Buying Agent and was surprised by the good prices and free shipping. Shipping took about 16 days. Yikes. Where's that? So where are these shipping from? 6Scale. Have you ever bought from Big Bad Toy Store? If so, what are your thoughts on buying from them? I have bought from Big Bad Toy Store before. I actually have them loaded up. I'm not going to lie. I think Big Bad Toy Store gets a lot more love than I think it deserves. It's not like that much better than Sideshow. I mean, okay, it is definitely better than Sideshow. It's better than Sideshow, but I still think that local shops are better than Big Bad. I've never had to return anything to Big Bad, but I would just imagine that Big Bad's like return policy is not as illustrious as Sideshow's. That's the best part about Sideshow is the return policy and customer service. That would just be my guess. Again, I've never actually done before. The things that are great about Big Bad is obviously the pile of loot and the flat rate shipping. The flat rate shipping is not as illustrious as it seems, though, because you don't get 5% back with Big Bad Toy Store, and it's usually the same retail as Sideshow. So basically, like alluding to the point that Anthony made earlier, or I guess you asked a question too. You basically, with the points back, you end up paying like $10 for shipping from Sideshow. Here you pay $4. And then, other than the pile of loot, which is a really nice bonus, there's not that much different between Big Bad and Sideshow. And if I'm only saving like less than $10, I'd probably just order from Sideshow before Big Bad. And with that being said, Big Bad, I don't know what it is. Their marketing must be really good. They absolutely they sell out of figures so quickly sometimes. They sell out of the Captain Rex in like 2 hours, and it's literally like a $10 difference from Sideshow. And Sideshow like still has it in stock. But timeout. Is this $275? Wait. This can't be right? Why is it, this is the standard? Why is this $275? It's $260 on Sideshow. Did anybody know here? Did Big Bad increase their retail? If they're charging $275, now it's a no-brainer not to order from Big Bad. That's basically, now you have no difference between Sideshow, and if anything, Sideshow is better than Big Bad now. I didn't know that. My theory of figures showing up back in inventory is they have to keep a certain amount back to cover defects and returns. Once they feel like they are done, they go back. Interesting. That's an interesting point. I definitely hear your point, and I feel like that's a very fair argument. The one counter I would say to that is, no, you know what? That's a pretty interesting point. But the thing is, why do they restock the same figure sometimes? Like, they've restocked the Mark 46 before as well. But yeah, that's a good point. They also probably have, maybe those figures like were defected and they had to like fix them or something. Great video idea. Thanks, Matthew. I appreciate it, man. Anno Toys has Krennic for an okay price and more Hothlayas. Just a reminder, shipping will be around $50. Yep. Anno Toys definitely still does have Krennic. All right, that's probably enough of this website. Yeah, Anno Toys does have it. Speaking of which, let's do the weekly run through on Anno Toys. See if they have popped up anything else in stock since I've last checked. Oh, Toy Origins in New York? Really? Are they in the city or are they in the state? In the state part. Oh, they only have 2 left of Director Krennic. Good for Anno Toys. Making some sales. I'm going to meet that. Either way. They still have the Sandstorm Luke. Where's this taking me? They still have Deluxe Han available for pre-order. The thing with Anno Toys is because the shipping is so brutal, I basically only ever order from this website if it's something crazy like a sick restock like the Rogue One Stormtrooper that I got. You know, that costs like $400, $450 in the secondary market now. That was a no-brainer. Or like Hoth Leia, like Jay mentioned, that's a good one. I picked up a Hoth Leia. I mean, she's probably going for like $400, $450 as well on eBay. And then also like ones like if they had the Mud Trooper, this Mud Trooper is not available anymore. I know it looks like it is, but if you click into it, it will tell you that the pre-order is no longer available. Yeah, pre-order sold out. That would be another good one that I would pick up if I didn't have a Mud Trooper on order from Anno Toys. Eat the shipping. It's fine. They have Yoda in stock. They still have one Dooku, although you can still get them like pretty close to retail. They finally sold out of Darth Maul. Still have a Bestman Leia, but you can get Bestman Leia. I think you can still get Bestman Leia on Big Bad. Yep, you can still get Bestman Leia for retail on Big Bad. Just have one R2 left. That's not really that cool. Oh, they sold their Boba Fett. Do they still have the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan? They do. The price is just too crazy, though. Convert Filipino peso to USD. How much do they have it for? 16,000. Yeah, 326. You're looking at 380 all in. It's a little steep. No, honestly, it's really not. Still not a bad deal, actually. The one thing that's annoying with Anno Toys also is that you're not always guaranteed to get a shipper box. You usually have to ask them. They have shipper box for some of their figures, but like some of the figures they don't. I don't know what that's either a function of like either they throw it out or sometimes they whatever supplier they get it from. I think they might get it directly from Hot Toys considering they're in the Philippines. They said that they don't always get brown shipper boxes with them, which is annoying because that does hurt your resale value. And it hurts like your what's the word? It hurts like your story when you're telling people if you ever end up on selling one of your figures, telling them it's like, you know, if you truly have never displayed it, And you just like bought it, left in the box for like whatever, like 5 months inside, you don't want it anymore. And so it is like truly never displayed. It's kind of hard to sell that to somebody if you don't have a brown shipper box. So that's the other annoying thing that I always like have to like question when I order from Anno Toys. So like this one, like although $380 is like a really good price, it's not an absolute no-brainer compared to like the real no-brainer. I picked up a light side Anakin from Anno Toys. They restocked it. It was in January. I picked it up for 12,500 Filipino pesos. Take a look at how much that was. $254. That was an absolute scoop. I was so pumped about that. See, those are like the no-brainers you cannot pass up on Anno Toys. That was sick. My theory. Okay. Good video idea in New York. Oh, I did not. I need to scroll down the messages. What about it? Shout out to 42 people in here. You got, that's awesome. Thank you guys for all tuning in tonight. That's a, great turnout. Say what's up if you haven't already yet. I'm going through the chat now. What do you think is the average production volume of Hot Toys 1/6 figures? Dude, I wish I could tell you. I will. I promise everybody in this chat room, everyone on my channel, I will get to the bottom of Hot Toys supply numbers, whatever means I have to take. But that's going to totally elevate my channel and help me with understanding better what figures to invest in. That is like the golden ticket for getting a much better understanding on how figures are going to perform in the secondary market. I've heard from someone that the data is out there. I just don't know how to find it, but I will find it. Have you ever ordered from Collector Zone? I have not. Somebody mentioned earlier in the chat. I've heard it's very good though, but I have not. I bet a third-party company is going to make a Phase 1 Cody head sculpt to go with Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Maybe. I don't venture into third-party stuff ever. I strictly stick to just Hot Toys and some Sideshow figures. Also with BBTS, you get double box shipping. Yep, that is true. That is the nice bonus. Although I've never, I know it's kind of annoying how Hot Toys just ships directly in the Hot Toys shipper box, but I've never really had my boxes ever get damaged by Sideshow, which is nice. 6 have you ever bought any Hot Toys for... Oh, sorry. What about the Punisher War Machine figure? Honestly, I haven't done too much research into that one. We can take a look at that one in a bit, though. 6 have you ever bought Hot Toys from eBay? Definitely have bought Hot Toys from eBay. That would be a good idea for a video to talk more about that. Yeah, I bought a lot of Hot Toys from eBay, especially when I was scaling up and I was picking up some of the figures I had missed out on. I picked up a lot of figures off of eBay. I have some pretty good tips for how to get cracking deals on it. I can talk about it if you guys want. Waiting for Bespin Luke or pick up Sandstorm Luke. They're pretty different figures. I personally do not have the Sandstorm Luke. I just don't like the head sculpt that much. I like the one, I hate the one where he's showing his teeth. I don't hate it, but I just don't like it. And then I prefer the one where he's looking off to the side, but I only prefer it because I like that head sculpt. I don't really like when Hot Toys has figures looking off to the side, like Tom Holland or whatever, or the Iron Man Mark 47 head sculpt. But I'd probably wait for Bespin Luke. Just hang out for a bit. We've got to be close. If not now, New York Comic Con in October I feel like it's got to be when we see it. If we don't see it for New York Comic Con, you're probably safe to just pick up Sandstorm Luke. Personally, I'm so disinterested in buying prequel figures, even though they are well done. Really? Cannot agree with you there. I love the prequel figures. I really like I really like episode 3, and I can bear episode 1. Episode 2 really blows, but I still the prequels resonate with me. Those are the ones I grew up with. So I love the prequel figures. I love all the ones they're doing. Some Hot Toy figures come boxed in cases without shipper boxes. Are you talking about from Anno Toys? If you are, yeah. I would like them to do more licenses, but Hot Toys loves the prequel Star Wars profit. And I love giving them my money for those prequel figures. I love the prequel figures. Good work, brother. Enjoy your little chats. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, ADGBU. Oh, hey there, guys. Didn't realize you were live. My bad. No worries, dude. Well, welcome in, British plebness. Same. I've only picked up one figure from eBay. My Hot Toys Silver Centurion. Nice. Yeah, I haven't picked up many lately, but when you're just getting into Hot Toys, if the dad collector is still in here, or sorry, the collecting dad, eBay, I can go over some tips that I used for eBay when I was scaling up into Hot Toys and pick up the figures I missed out on. But there's some effective ways to get some really good deals on eBay. What else we got on Anno Toys? That's all the same. Oh, they sold out of this one. I posted this one in one of the Facebook groups on this one in stock. That's a pretty good deal for, again, that's what, $254? Yeah, that's a pretty solid deal for him. He's actually come down, though. I talked about in one of my videos. I think it's just because of the Rise of Skywalker or Kylo coming out. Still pre-order Qui-Gon here. I don't know why you would, though. You can still pre-order it on Sideshow. Let's see. Got the gold. Dude, there's this local comic shop close to where I live that has this Finn. And they are convinced that it is like the rarest hot toy money can buy. And they're selling it for $600, which I always laugh at every time I see it. They're never gonna sell that figure. I don't have any interest in that figure. Need more clones though, for sure. Need more no clones. Oh, what's up, Adam Mohall? Thanks for always coming on my videos too. I mean, so many people, all of you guys. 5,000 up to 10,000. How much I think Hot Toys makes of one figure. It depends on how popular the character is though. But where are you getting that data though? Where do you like? Is that just more of like an arbitrary number, or are you? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like it's so hard to tell. If you really, I feel like we can talk about it in a little bit. I've thought about ways to try and back into how many figures Hot Toys actually supplies, but it's just so tough. Do you think Sideshow purposely labels figures as Waitlists to? Okay, you already asked the question. I think. What site would you recommend for figures? So the sites that I like are like obviously Sideshow is great. I still think Big Bad, and if this is like gonna be a new thing for Big Bad Toy Store, what they did with this Anakin, where now it's like more than Sideshow, I would not order from Big Bad Toy Store anymore. Sideshow is always great, especially if you're like just getting into Hot Toys, and you want to feel like comfortable like paying a lot of money like order figures. That's obviously where I started. I imagine where a lot of people start. I haven't actually received delivery yet of any of my orders from this site, Comic Concepts. But I've been told it's very good and like very legit. The person that runs the website is very responsive on Facebook and keeps everything like very clear and concise. And then where I have been ordering most of my figures from recently again is Steven's Collectibles. They don't have an online website yet, but you can find them on Facebook and just message him, and it's a great way to order figures. What would you? Do you have a show every week? Oh, do I have a live stream? I try and do a live stream once a week. It's becoming more. I'm trying to be like better about it. But I'll probably start doing one once a week just to like go over like the Hot Toys market, kind of like what we're doing now, taking a look at like websites and seeing what's in stock and what's not. But I generally try and do a live stream once a week and then upload like 4 to 5 times a week. UK gang is here late, huh? Yeah, all the UK. But what time is it for you guys in the UK? What are you 6 hours ahead of us now? Yeah, it's late. Thanks for tuning in so late. Hell yeah, man. Nice to go. What character would you want to see be made into a hot toy? I would say for Star Wars, the number one figure that I want right now is Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian. I think that would just look so sick with the Darksaber. What figure do I want the most out of any universe, like DC, whatever, Star Wars, Marvel? The number one figure I want more than anything is Joaquin Phoenix Joker Hot Toy 1/6 scale. I would order that figure so quickly, and if Hot Toys would be willing to make it, I would pay up to like $500 for that Hot Toy. I think that Hot Toys would absolutely nail that piece. And that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. Now it's definitely my top 5. I think that Joaquin Phoenix absolutely destroyed that movie like in such a good way. That's the number one hot toy I want right now, but they'll never make it. How long did it take for Anno Toys to message back to you? All right, David, that's a good question. Anno Toys is really weird and kind of annoying. Don't worry, they're not scammers. They're not scamming you if they haven't gotten back to you yet. The first time I emailed them, they didn't respond for like 3 days, and then I messaged them like 3 times on Facebook, and then they didn't respond again for like 3 days. I don't know why their customer service is so spotty sometimes, but recently like they respond to me like they're in the office from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Filipino time. So as long as you just catch them then, they've been very responsive lately and usually respond to me like very quickly. But I think they must be just like super backed up or something. So like, don't worry, you're not getting scammed or anything. It's just kind of annoying at first, but like once they start actually messaging you, they respond to me very quickly. I was just talking to them like last night. I would like to hear your tips on eBay. Any way to reach you outside of YouTube? Yeah, for sure. Just DM me on Instagram. Is at six scale economist. I think it's six period scale period economist. Um, I'd love to chat more about it. I'd love to. I'd love to have the Farm Boy Luke. I hope it gets an update or a re-release. Yeah, Farm Boy Luke. Dude, I love Luke and I love Star Wars. I just think that they just don't get the head sculpts good enough for me. Um, I'm still holding out. I'm definitely gonna get the Bestman Luke when it comes, and I'm definitely getting the Snowspeeder Luke if they drop it. But the Farm Boy Luke is just doesn't look that great to me. Farm Boy Luke in Episode 4 Leia, I just can't get over the head sculpts enough to pick them up. As much as I like, especially the Episode 4 Leia, like the outfit, I wish that they would just give her the new head sculpt. Yeah, 130 gang in Ireland though. Nice. I was in Dublin 2 years ago. That was an awesome trip. Dublin is very, very fun. You guys in Dublin drink more than any, like, it was hard to keep up. And like I went during the summer and it got dark at like 2 a.m. or something. And we were out at the pubs until like 3 a.m. or something. That was a crazy night, but Dublin was very fun. So shout out to you in Ireland. At first look, oh, sorry, he's not him. Okay. Yeah, bro, you rock. Thanks, Dennis. I really appreciate that, man. For a second, I thought you said, yeah, bro, you suck. And I was going to say, dang, that's tough. Ordering from Sideshow in the UK is pointless, in my opinion. Get slapped with an unexpected. Oh, that's so brutal. I feel bad for you guys in the UK, like, with the import fees. That's so annoying. I feel like everything is harder for you guys in the UK. And, like, I imagine it's pretty annoying to deal with, like, Facebook groups and, like, trying to buy stuff from people. And then, when you, like, tell them you're in the UK, it's just, like, they just say, like, they don't want to ship it there. I had one guy who what did I sell to him? I think I sold him my Phase 1 Captain Rex. He apparently had been looking for it forever. And, like, he messaged me on Facebook when I posted it for sale. I sold it, like, 2 or 3 months ago. And he was like, dude, I'm in London. And he was like, I know that's, like, probably going to be such a pain for you, but, like, I really want this figure. So I just, like, sent it to him. I ended up losing a decent amount of more money than I would have wanted to because, like, of, like, the shipping or whatever. But that must be annoying for you guys. I feel bad for you guys in the UK trying to collect Hot Toys. 6 scale, do you think Hot Toys are overpriced sometimes? I feel sometimes they can be way too expensive. I'm curious if you have an idea of how much it costs them to make a figure. Dude, that's such a good question. Wait, first off, the quick answer to that, contrary to my other people think, I actually think Hot Toys does not rip people off, and I do not think that their figures are overpriced. After coming from, like, collecting, like, Black Series and, like, some other, like Star Wars, like, collectible stuff, I think the Hot Toys is, like, very fair. And I'm, like, very pleased with, like, the pricing. Like, I don't think, like, paying, like, $240, like, for, like, a, like, very nice, like, one of, like, my favorite characters in Star Wars being, like, Anakin, like, paying $260, like, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and having, like, an unreal, like, literally art face sculpt. I do not think it's overpriced. I'm very happy to pay them my money. And then asking me how much you think Hot Toy prices go for. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. I'm going to get through the rest of these comments, and then I've been meaning to try and make a video about this. I think I have, like, somewhat of a methodology of how to back into how much Hot Toys prices go for. Okay. It's unlikely, but I'd love to see Hot Toys would handle some 1/6 Dragon Ball Z figures. That would be pretty tough. Why would Hot Toys not release Joaquin Phoenix Joker? There was just too much, like, bad publicity with that movie. Obviously, it came out during a time when, like, America is already feel like quite divided, not to go, like, political or anything, but, like, and it's also, like, that movie is definitely not, like, a happy movie and kind of promotes, like, a very, like, negative cause. And I just imagine brands don't really want to be, like, a lot of brands don't really want to be associated with it, especially one as big as Hot Toys. So I think if we would have gotten one from Hot Toys, it would have been already done by now. I would love if Hot Toys did Delta Squad, maybe $250 each for each, and $800 for all 4 members. Delta Squad. Wait, from the Clone Wars? What display cases have you, like? Got my Mark 7 Iron Man today. Nice, dude. I have my Iron Man Mark 7 over there. That's a great figure. I used to standard IKEA detolf, but I've been, like, once I get into, like, a bigger place, I'm probably gonna get, like, a much more serious display cabinet, maybe a Mod U case. I know a lot of people talk about those. Agree on the Luke head sculpt. Nice to live in Dublin, and yeah, we do. Yeah, dude, for sure. It's awesome, though. Have you seen any signs of saturation in the hot toys secondary market? Why? What would you look to identify a possible saturation? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say I really have noticed anything. I'm not too worried about like the overall hot toys secondary market getting like saturated. I would say like a good example of why I don't think that would happen is when I started collecting Star Wars toys, I started collecting like 10 years ago. I started with the Star Wars 3 3/4 inch vintage collection. I know a lot of you might not be familiar with that, but basically it was like this line. Here, I have one right here. So a lot of you are probably familiar with these actually. This is like a 3 3/4 inch vintage collection figure. So I started collecting these like in 2010, and I have like basically like the full collection now. And sometimes I always used to get concerned because these are like crazy produced, right? Like they make so many of these. But those figures, the value that those hold, especially specifically the ones from 2010 to 2012, they hold like insane value. Like Ahsoka vintage collection, like I sold my Ahsoka vintage collection figure, which is like a 3 3/4 inch figure that retailed for like $9. I sold it like just like 2 months ago, and I wanted to like make some more room for Hot Toys. I think I sold it for like $240 on eBay. Like that market was never saturated, and Star Wars has such a demand, and Marvel too, but Star Wars even better than Marvel in my opinion. There's just such a demand for Star Wars figures that I don't think the market will ever get saturated. If the vintage collection can hold as much supply as it had and like still have like the figures are still going up to price this day 10 years later. You just have to believe in Star Wars. Star Wars is so great. Like I'm never worried about the saturation of Hot Toys secondary market. There are definitely times where there are sell-offs in Star Wars and sell-offs in Marvel, where there's definitely the supply exceeds demand a bit, and those are the good times I think to lean in and buy some Star Wars Hot Toys, not sell them. Okay, I'll catch up with comments in a bit. Anthony C asked a really good question. He said, "How much do you think Hot Toys go for?" So I've been like trying to figure out a way to try and get a good idea, and I think I want to show you guys my logic for how much I think Hot Toys charges, or sorry, how much it costs Hot Toys to make a Hot Toy. Okay, let me think of. Okay, let's search up the Mandalorian Deluxe. Okay, we're gonna use this for the base price for what my methodology is for how much I think these cost. I know a lot of people like try and guess like how much they think Hot Toys like makes their figures for, but I always feel like it's always very like arbitrary when people make guesses. I feel like you can actually like make a pretty educated estimate as how much you think it costs if you try and back in to how much it costs them to make it. So the best way to do it, I think, is to reverse engineer how much they sell for, and that's the most efficient and logical way to get to how much it costs them to make. Okay, let's take this Mandalorian Deluxe set, for example. It retails for $315. Okay. Sideshow gets their figures wholesale from Hot Toys, and they do not act as a broker, they act as a dealer. What that means is like Sideshow takes risk. They buy these figures from Hot Toys wholesale. It's not like they get them from Hot Toys and they tell them like, okay, for the next 2 years we're going to try and sell as many Mandalorian Deluxes as we can, and for all the ones we can't sell, we're just going to give them back to you. That would be like in finance, that would be like acting as a broker, but no, they act as like a dealer, like an investment bank. So they take these figures and they buy all of them and they wear the risk. So if they're going to wear that risk, obviously they're buying them at a wholesale discount. That's the whole point of wholesale. Okay, so they charge $315 on their website. I know for a fact that a lot of local shops are obviously not paying this price. They're also buying it wholesale from Sideshow. Now, I've talked to Sideshow reps before, and the way it works is every single wholesale, like comic shop or whoever you are, they all get the same discount, wholesale discount from Sideshow. Even if you order, like, if you're a local shop that orders 100 Hot Toys a month and you're a local shop that orders 5 Hot Toys a month, you both get the same wholesale price, which I still think is pretty crazy, but it is true. I've talked to local shops and I've talked to Sideshow about it before. Okay, so I know for a fact that the wholesale discount is somewhere, I don't know if it's somewhere in the, I'll just keep it kind of general. It's somewhere in the 20 to 25% area, maybe 30%. That would just be like my guesstimate. But they have like pretty strong. Okay, let's just assume it's 25%. Okay, so times this by 0.75. So this Mandalorian figure, it's probably safe to assume that a local comic shop is getting this figure for $200. Let's just call it $235, right? Okay. Obviously, Sideshow is not doing. Sideshow is not running a charity. They make a lot more money when they sell their figures, retail. But if they're selling these at $235 wholesale, they're obviously making money on that too. I assume that it's not as big of a discount as what they are giving to those comic shops, but I would say it's pretty safe to assume that they're probably making. This one is kind of like speculative. They're probably making somewhere around 15%, 15 to 20% when they sell these figures wholesale. So if you do that. So times this again, let's just call it 20%. Times by 0.8. So get to $188. So this is probably somewhere close to where Sideshow gets their figures from Hot Toys. So on a figure that they retail for $315, they're getting it for $188. Obviously, that's very good. And you can see why, Sideshow stays in business. That's a very, very, very good profit. And they charge out the absolute ass for shipping. So they're basically not paying anything they're not losing any money on shipping. If anything, they're probably making money. Okay, so that's how much Sideshow pays. Okay, now obviously Hot Toys is also not running a charity. So, they're the ones that are doing the R&D. They're the ones that have the artists that are creating the figures. They're the ones that have to pay the licensing fees. So I would say it's probably safe to assume that, if you look at other operating margins or profit margins from other toy manufacturers, I've looked into this before, but you could just go to this is kind of nerdy and kind of financy, but this is the kind of stuff I'm interested in. If you go to Hasbro's last 10K, I don't know if this is what you guys wanted to see. I'm getting really into this, but this is the stuff that I'm super interested in. So you can look at their last Hasbro. Obviously, they are the ones that create all the vintage collection and Black Series figures. You can take a look at their 10K, and you can if you actually go into the balance sheet and income statement, specifically the income statement, you can see what their operating margin is, and you can use that for a baseline for how much the operating margin probably is for Hot Toys. I would imagine the operating margin for Hot Toys is probably a lot better the profit margin for Hot Toys is probably a lot better than it is for Hasbro. Hasbro is much more of a direct they make they have all their demand because they basically just license out Star Wars and then just make figures that are kind of crappy quality, but the card back looks cool, and they're a lot of people leave them in box, so they don't really care. Whereas Hot Toys is actually artists, and they put a lot of money into their R&D, and so for that they probably charge a higher profit margin. So I could dig through this, but I'm not going to for the sake of the here's the operating margin. Operating profit. I could dig into it later, but basically it's probably safe to assume that if Hot Toys has their margin is maybe somewhere around 10%, I would imagine that Hot Toys is much better. So let's just say it is let's say it's probably 50%, and that's including all of their expenses. So that's going to be R&D, paying their wages, the big one, paying the licensing fee to be able to make Star Wars figures and Marvel figures. And that's another one too that if you really wanted to, and maybe one day I will for a video, you can probably dig into this. I'm sure somewhere in these fine details, it tells you how much Hasbro pays Lucasfilm, or Disney to license out the Star Wars brand. But if you assume just a 50% net income, you get to somewhere around $94. Now, I would say that's a little bit ballparky for the last part, and you can definitely be more accurate on that last part. It could be more than 50%, but it's probably safe to assume that on a $315 figure like this one, it costs Hot Toys probably somewhere around $9,500 to make this figure. So I think it's super interesting to look into that. So that's why it's crazy that Sideshow is the sole distributor of Hot Toys. Why doesn't Hot Toys just do it? Just handle all the distribution for just handle the distribution if you for yourself in America. I imagine that Hot Toys must have like, in my mind, Hot Toys and Sideshow have like a very good relationship, and Sideshow like took them on very early on as a client, and so Hot Toys is just like, maybe they just like don't care as much about like absolutely maximizing their profits. So that's why they still let Sideshow be the sole distributor and control the monopoly in America. But if I was Hot Toys and I was making these figures for $94 and selling them to Sideshow for $188, who is then in turn selling them for $315, I would definitely reevaluate and renegotiate that market. Well, that's just me. All right, sorry, that was a long answer to your question. I'm glad you asked that question, though. They got me all juiced up. Those are the things I like talking about. Let's see, I'll try and catch up a bit. That gets figures 50-60 depending on how much new tooling is needed. Someone said diecast 50-60. I wouldn't be surprised if it only cost them $50 or $60 to make a diecast figure, but you're probably not including the licensing fee, and that's where the majority of their expenses has to come from. It's got to be so expensive to be able to have the license to make Marvel and Star Wars figures. So like the materials itself, like I imagine don't even cost that much anyways. I bet like a diecast figure, which is probably like the most expensive materials they make for a figure, I can't imagine it costing them more than like $15, $20, $30 for those materials. It's the licensing, and it's the R&D, research and development, for like creating the figures, like having the artists creating the molds. I imagine once you get there, I don't know how efficient like their factory process is, but I imagine it's pretty smooth sailing from there. But that's the expensive part. And then, yeah, the licensing is huge. You can get their prices from Secret Base, then just do a Hong Kong dollar currency conversion on Google. Justin's info is solid. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could just do that, but that still doesn't get you to how much it actually cost them to make the figure, like just because of what they sell for on Secret Base. And plus, like backing in this way also tells you like how much Sideshow probably gets their Hot Toys for, and I'm like quite confident that I had the like correct calculation how much they get their Hot Toys for, because it's like pretty easy to back into that number, which is just interesting. Sideshow makes a killing selling some of these Hot Toys. J4, that makes more sense. All my Hot Toys figures are on pre-order, so I've gotten the feeling that you get in one hand. I'm still a little stubborn from collecting Black Series for $20. Oh, Anthony, you just collect Black Series too? Nice. I used to collect Black Series also. I had like 70 Black Series figures at one point. I sold a lot of them, but I still have so many. I need to start selling those at some point. I mean, I feel you, brother. The biggest chunk of a figure production cost is the creation of the tooling needed for the plastic injection molding. Keep that at a minimum, then it becomes cheaper. Most detailed parts are 3D printed, which are much cheaper, more timely. Interesting. That's a good point. Good idea to check out the Hasbro earnings report. Yep, thanks. SEC filings. Yeah, I know. I got kind of nerdy there, but it was interesting in my opinion. 6 scale. Do you study marketing and business? You seem to know your stuff. Just wondering if your knowledge is just by common sense, or you actually study the stuff. I mean, anybody can learn any of the stuff. Like a lot of these words like sound big, but it's not like it's anything that's like super complicated or anything. But yes, I did study finance in college, and I work in a finance career. Hence like my interest in this stuff as a channel. But I did study it, but it's not like you need like a degree or anything to learn these things. Maybe it just helps with passion a bit. If you get if you get so big you need to hire an accountant, hit me up. I'll hit you up, Jay. I doubt that would ever be a problem, but I will keep that in mind. Imagine if Hot Toys becomes public and all of our Grail figures are mass produced for Walmart. LOL. If Hot Toys goes public, that would, 1, be insane. 2, I would totally be on. I would invest a lot of money in Hot Toys if it was priced correctly. See if I can set up an investment bank myself and take them public myself. That would be insane. I don't know if Hot Toys ever hit Walmart, I would not be collecting Hot Toys anymore, but that would be so funny if Hot Toys actually in public. I've actually researched before like how Hot Toys is like operated. Definitely not a public company, obviously. Hot Toys Limited. So it's limited. So it's probably a limited liability partnership, or it might just be like totally private. I bet it's totally private, but maybe it's a LLP. I don't know. Definitely not public though. That would be great if they went public. Gotta head out. I'll catch the rest of the team later. Sounds good, Andreas. Thanks for tuning in. I just sold my first item on eBay, a hot toy Celtic Predator with a broken leg, ripped shoulder pads, and a broken spear for $230. I bought it for a lot more new, but I got something back. Nice. That's great. I mean, like, it's so tough selling broken figures on eBay. It's so annoying, but like, as long as you just like put everything in the description and show the images, you'll be set. That is always kind of annoying. I don't get why Sideshow is the go-to even for Europeans. Yeah, I know, it's tough for you guys. Thoughts on cosmetic? Sick of the $40 shipping by import fees. Yeah, it's so brutal. Could you eventually go into detail on supply and how someone find what the supply is of each figure? Dude, I said before the beginning of the stream, I am like seriously been trying to find that data. That would be like that's like the Wonka golden ticket to understanding all of this stuff from an investment perspective, is getting that supply data. Unfortunately, it's just like very hard to find. And I've looked at a lot of Reddit pages. People just say that like Hot Toys is just very like hush hush about it. But if I ever find out, I'll definitely make a YouTube video about it and tell everybody. But it's very hard to find that data. Thanks, Six Scale, for all that info. That was very helpful and eye opening. I'm starting to see more why Hot Toys are worth it. Yeah, dude, for sure. Hot Toys are amazing. It's such a great asset class, like especially Star Wars Hot Toys. Like, it's very rare that you come across an asset class that is like almost always appreciating, which is why I've always been like a big toy collector. The two things that I've always done like for the past like 10 years is I have always bought Star Wars toys, whether it be vintage collection, Black Series, other like runs, some Marvel Legends, and then Hot Toys. And I also am a big shoe seller. I used to buy and sell a lot of shoes, especially in high school and early part of college, like anything from like Jordans, Yeezys. I've always been like a big like trader type, and so that's also like a very fun asset class to like work in. Although I kind of got out of the shoe game really when Yeezy started to get like overproduced. You guys don't care about that, but yeah, I used to be big into the shoe game as well. But I've been such a Star Wars nerd my whole life. That's always been where my passion is. All right, I'm going to head out for the night. 2 a.m. is too early. Good night, British Bubbles. Thanks for tuning in so late, dude. What is the one must-have Star Wars hot toy in your opinion? That's available for pre-order right now. The no-brainer hot toy to me is Captain Rex. I love Captain Rex. I love the Clone Wars. I love like clones. I love Clone Commanders. I don't think that it is going to be the single best performing hot toy that's available for pre-order right now, but it's definitely up there, and that is a figure I'm most looking forward to. There are some insane figures coming out though for in 2020 and like 2021. Like, think about all the heat we're getting. We're getting a Mandalorian Deluxe in the Child that's so sick. Like Captain Rex. I guess Captain Rex is gonna be in 2021, but Cody, Qui-Gon, so many great figures coming out. This is a great time to be a Star Wars collector. And right now, like with Marvel in the spotlight and like Star Wars in a bit of a lull, this is such a great opportunity to pick up any like older Star Wars hot toys you might have missed out on. I saw somebody post a Dark Side Anakin the other day in a Facebook group for $425, and I saw 0 comments on it for like 15 minutes. I already have a Dark Side Anakin, so I don't care about picking it up. I'm not like gonna pick it up and flip it or something. But that was such a great price, and like at any other time in the past like 3 months, I would have been sniped immediately. So this is a great time to pick up any hot toys that you guys might have missed out on. Like before Mandalorian Season 2 comes out, I feel like Star Wars is gonna be back in the spotlight then. And it's going to start getting expensive again to pick up some figures. Another one that I've been keeping my eye on is like Deluxe Jin. Another great opportunity to pick up that figure. You can pick her up right now for probably like $400, $375. If you can get it for $375, it's great. And like that figure was like $550 just like a month ago. Mark 15, Mark 7, almost all Infinity Wars were mass produced. Sorry. Yeah, I know. This is brutal. Those have taken a beating on the supply side. One must-have Star Wars figures, R2. R2 is definitely great. Are you going to be on Jeddah Patrol's stream tomorrow night? No, unfortunately I'm not. I saw that he's doing a stream with Easy Coming Collectibles ago, which that should be a great stream. I'm definitely going to tune in, but I am not. I was on his live stream last weekend. Hot Toys is an expensive hobby to follow. $3,000 to $4,000 a year. Yup, that's exactly why I made this channel. If you're going to spend $3,000 to $4,000 a year on a hobby, it's best to do it in a way that you can be like financially savvy so that you can like, keep the hobby sustainable. That's like the whole basis behind my channel, is to try and like make money while doing it. Let the hobby pay for itself if you want to try and do something that's going to cost $3,000 to $4,000 a year. I bought a new Sideshow Django Fett for the same price I sold the Predator for. It's far from perfect, but I had to get Django, and Hot Toys is taking too long. Yeah, dude, I hear you. I don't know when Hot Toys is going to give us that Django. If we go a whole nother year, we're still without getting it. I don't even know why they even show it at these events. Great time to pick up prequel characters, for sure. One thing about ordering from Sideshow, UPS. Yeah, UPS does kind of blow, honestly, but... Wait, when I get my Sideshow orders, I don't get them from UPS, I don't think. I get mine from USPS when I order from Sideshow. Are you going to pre-order the Incinerator Cheaper? Somebody asked me about this the other day. Did I not make a video on Incinerator Cheaper? Somebody commented and they're like, hey, can you do a video on Incinerator Cheaper? And I was like, yeah, I actually already have one out there. But I actually don't know if I do. I need to check out for this, but I definitely need to do a video on Incinerator Cheaper. I think I have one recorded and I just forgot to upload it. My bad. Chumley, that guy's shoe collection is crazy. He's way more intelligent than his character is. Yeah, I've actually seen that video of his shoe collection. He has a tough shoe collection. Are we seeing more of the best announcements ever 2017 and up? Oh, dude, are you talking about the channel vid? Yes, for sure. That video is already recorded. It will be coming out the day after tomorrow. I also have the 2018 recorded, and I will be doing 2019 and 2020. I'm also going to go back and do 2015 because there's actually enough releases in 2015 that I can do a video for that. But thanks for asking. I hope that you guys enjoyed that video. I had a lot of fun doing that video, and I think it's going to be a really fun series to do. Good stuff at 6 scale. You've done your research well. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. I asked about what character you would want to see become a figure before, being how you're a big Clone Wars fan. Any reason you didn't say Ahsoka as the character you'd want to see? I just had Mach in my mind a lot. Ahsoka is definitely, if anything, maybe it's tied. Ahsoka is definitely, if not tied, it is definitely the number 2 figure that I want. Now you're making me think. Honestly, I might change my answer. Ahsoka might be the number 1 figure that I want. I want Ahsoka as she appears in Clone Wars, though. Yeah, I'm a massive Clone Wars fan. I finished the whole show. I finished obviously not the new season, but I finished the whole show years ago. And I was a big fan, even when it was on Cartoon Network, and I used to tune in or whatever when I was a kid. Yeah, Ahsoka's probably is my number 1. I love Ahsoka. Also, did you guys know the voice of Ahsoka? What's her name again? I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. Yeah, Ashley Eckstein. Did you know that she was in That's So Raven? I don't know if any of you guys remember that. I used to watch That's So Raven as a kid. She was one of the bullies in That's So Raven. Comment in the comment section if you guys knew that or not. I'm the only one that's weird enough to know that. Yeah, this is her. She was the bully, which I think is so funny. And the very first time I watched Clone Wars, I heard her voice. And I immediately knew that was her. Anyways. PSA to all the Mando lovers, y'all better pre-order the figure. The hype is going to rise once Season 2 comes out. Yeah, for sure. I also need to release my video on the first issue of Mandalorian, but I also think that figure is going to do very well in the secondary market. Sideshow sometimes ships refurbished figures as new. Yeah, I know. I've actually heard that before, but if it fools me, I guess. It is kind of annoying, though. The Vulture, come on. Yeah, we're never getting the Vulture. I wish we would, but I asked because I want to pick up a few of him. 6 scale, do you have any Sideshow figures? If so, what is the difference in quality versus Hot Toys? Good question, Anthony. I actually, funny enough, just sold my last Sideshow figure that I had today. I shipped it out today. It was a Sideshow Boba Fett. I've had a ton of Sideshow figures. At one point, I think I had 13 Sideshow clones. I had Bakara, Rex Phase 1, Utapau Trooper, Airborne Trooper, Coruscant Trooper. I had a whole bunch of them. And and I started selling them. I started selling a few before Captain Rex was announced, the Clone Wars Captain Rex. Once Clone Wars Captain Rex got announced, I sold every single one of them. The difference in quality is very substantial. The Sideshow clones, just like as cool as they look from a distance, they just do not feel that good. The armor is super loose. The joints are usually like kind of loose. They just feel like cheaper. The head sculpts are like a joke compared to the head sculpts on Hot Toys, in my opinion. And overall, they just like don't feel that good. They look really cool, but once you like touch them, you feel how cheap they feel. So as soon as I saw Captain Rex come out, I was like, all right, I'm selling all my Sideshow figures while I still can. And I got out of all of them because I want to just make room for once they start doing all the Hot Toys clones. I'm going to buy every single one of them. I'm literally going to buy every single Hot Toys clone that they release, if not more than one. And then the Anakin Starfighter, yeah, we're never getting that either, I wish. How long do you think Anakin will stay on pre-order for? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really like to just like randomly speculate. I usually like to have some type of logic or historical evidence or like statistical evidence as to my decision making. But you'll be fine. You've got a while for that figure. That figure is not selling. That figure is definitely not selling out anytime soon. This is still the period for Hot Toys where I'm sure they are still ramping up production as the number of pre-orders increase. I imagine like the way it works is I imagine like 2 months, or like maybe like a month out from when they know they're going to be shipping the figures. I would imagine that's when they probably stop producing figures based off of how many pre-orders they have, and then like produce like X amount more than they have on pre-order for what they anticipate they would need for the in-stock to stay in stock for something like 6 months on like Sideshow, is I imagine how their methodology for how they do supply, but it's just so tough to tell. Sam Witwer puts chills on my spine as Maul in the last season. Dude, he was insane. I actually have my vintage collection figure. I should break it out sometime. I have the Force Awakens Starkiller, who he also voiced that character in the video game, which is a great video game. Super dated now, but great video game. I have a signed vintage collection expanded universe Starkiller from him that I think is one of my favorite figures in my vintage collection. What's the average time do figures stay on pre-order on Sideshow? It just depends on how long until they actually get released. There's some figures that will stay on like for like more than a year. Like Director Krennic was on. How long was the Director Krennic on pre-order for? I feel like that one was like over a year. You could pre-order that figure. But someone asked a question about it. The reason why it's kind of concerning is sometimes you see figures like Mud Trooper who don't even make it to in stock, or like Deluxe Han Solo from Solo Star Wars Story. That one like didn't make it to in stock either. It went straight from pre-order to waitlist, which is really concerning. You don't want to see that happen. As someone who is late to Hot Toys collecting, am happy there's an Anakin Skywalker Obi-Wan coming out. Dude, this is a great time to get into Hot Toys collecting. You don't have to have the stress about trying to pick up an Anakin and Obi-Wan for under $800 for the pair of them, or for under really for under $900. If you don't have them and you don't like have a large budget and you don't feel like hunting to try and find those for a reasonable deal, just pick up the Clone Wars one. They're great. It's the same head sculpt. Do you think Hot Toys will do a reissue for the original trilogy figures for those who are late to the game? I actually do think that they're due for a reissue of those. They also need to reissue them because they need to update the head sculpts. I don't know if we're gonna get a reissue of Han, just because I don't know what's up with Harrison Ford and like how difficult it is for them to get a license, but they're definitely due to do a reissue. I would be like, if any of you guys don't have Episode 4 Leia, I don't have a catalyst for why I think they're going to reissue anytime soon, but like I would be a little bit careful. I don't have a Episode 4 Leia. I'm not buying one off the secondary market. I feel like she's due to get a reissue and get an updated head sculpt, and also like that figure is going for like $500 in the secondary market. How much value gets eroded by opening your Hot Toys figure? That's a great question too. There's a lot of great questions tonight. So coming from collecting vintage collection, that is the worst for value. You lose for the 3 3/4 vintage figures. You lose like 85%, 90% of your value if you open it. Black Series is more down the spectrum. You still lose money if you open it, but it's probably somewhere closer to like 30 to 35% of your value you'll lose for Black Series figures when you open them, because you can kind of just put them back in the box. Hot Toys are very good about it. Like, for a lot of Hot Toys, you basically lose, like, no value. So I always tell myself, like, sometimes if I ever buy a Hot Toy, especially one off the secondary market that I, like, paid, like, a lot for. Take, for example, who's a good example to use? Who's someone I bought recently off the secondary market? Oh, right, okay. I bought the Snowtrooper 2-pack somewhat recently off the secondary market. I was a little bit on the fence about the set. I paid a little less than $700 for it. And I was like, oh, like, you know, like, should I open it? And, like, should I, like, display it? And then I thought about it, and I thought, a lot of people like when the figures are actually open and inspected. And as long, obviously you have to tell them if the figure is displayed. Obviously you can't, like, be dishonest. But, like, in general, like, people don't really, like, nickel and dime you if they're like, oh, it was displayed, like chop 30% off. Like, I want a figure that's never been displayed before. Because, like, most of the time with Hot Toys, you're displaying them in, like, a glass detail, like, in a air conditioned, like, room. Like, it's really not that big of a difference if it's displayed or not. So to answer the short answer to your question is, I don't think it corrodes that much value. And, like, don't ever, like, at least I never, like, let that stop me from displaying figures that I picked up. I'd rather just display them and then just tell whoever, if I ever want to sell them, tell them that I displayed it, but I displayed it in my, like, you know, glass detolf collection, and you know, kept it, like, very, very safe, and there's, like, no damage. What's the average? Okay, sorry, I actually read that one. Heading out. Thank you, 6AO, for this awesome live stream and showing us how much Hot Toys cost to make. Keep up the great content. See you in the comments section in future videos. Thanks, Anthony. I really appreciate it. Obviously, you're, like, a massive fan, so I very much appreciate you tuning in tonight. Do you think the reason they haven't even hinted an Ahsoka figure would be because Hot Toys is waiting to see what she looks in Mandalorian Season 2? Yes, I do think that's why they haven't hinted it yet. But I wish that they had just given us the Clone Wars Ahsoka and then just given us the Mandalorian Ahsoka with, like, a different, like, with however she's going to display in the Mandalorian, if she is coming in the Mandalorian. I think that's what they should have done. I think they kind of dropped the ball with that. That would have been such an amazing release. What is the period of time Hot Toys appreciate the most? 1 to 3 years after selling out. When does the value plateau? Another great question. Dang. This is why I enjoy doing live streams. To be able to engage with the community. You guys ask some awesome questions that I always think about these things. So looking on historical evidence, it seems like, you know, I'll have to go back and do more research and get some more, like, hard-based evidence, but it feels like Hot Toys tend to appreciate the most if they're going to, like, plateau somewhere in the 9 months to 1.5 year area after they sell out is when the Hot Toys tend to do very well. Like, take for example Obi-Wan Kenobi. Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan sat in stock for a while, 274 deluxe set. It was in stock for, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 months-ish, 5 months on Sideshow. Sat for a while, went out of stock. When that figure went out of stock, I was like, obviously didn't have a channel at that point, but I was, like, telling people, like, in the Facebook group, like, anybody I was chatting to, I was like, this figure is a buy. Look how much Anakin is going for. This is a companion piece for Anakin. Like, this figure is way undervalued at $274, and for a while you could still pick it up for just about retail. You can pick it up for, like, $290. I had a buddy of mine that picked one up for $290, like, just like 2 months after it had already gone waitlist on Sideshow. And then it started peaking, and now that we're, like, basically a year out from when it went waitlist, it's like obviously come off a bit, but it peaked at, like, $550. So I would say that's the general area of where I think figures tend to appreciate. And if they don't hit that peak in that, like, 9 months to 1.5 years after the figure goes waitlist, that's probably not a good sign for how well the figure's going to do in the secondary market. The ship has maybe sailed for it, and the only thing you can hope for is you can hope that companion pieces come out that make that figure, like, appreciate in value. You have been a huge help with building my collection. Your channel is fantastic. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. That actually really means a lot. LOL, once you open a vintage collection figure, it is over. Yep, they're literally become worthless. They literally become a 3 3/4 inch piece of plastic that is worth, like, $10. Like, Ahsoka Tano vintage collection figure, in box, $240, opened, $15-20. I wouldn't pay $20 for one. Harrison Ford has stated in the past that he was glad Han Solo was killed off. The role made him so much money. Dude, he's so ungrateful for that role. I respect Harrison Ford, obviously, because he's an absolute legend, and, like, Han Solo is one of my favorite characters in, like, cinema history. But he's so, like, the way he talks about it when he's on, like, the Jimmy Fallon show, like, it's crazy. Although, I saw one comment on that video. For those of you guys who haven't seen the video, Harrison Ford goes on Jimmy Fallon show, and he, like, destroys a Han Solo hot toy, which is really funny. But he basically talks about Star Wars the way he always talks about Star Wars, where he's basically says, like, he's not like he thinks that, like, there was too many movies and, like, he should have been killed off in, like, episode 5, like Empire Strikes Back and whatever. But somebody commented on that video and had such a good comment. So George Lucas was, like, known for always trying to cast people for roles that the real person is most similar to in real life. So he said, think about, like, Luke, Leia, and Han. Luke is, like, this, like, super nice, like, always, like welcoming, like, nice person. Like, when he, like, meets with fans, like, that's, like, the way his, like, personality is. He's, like, a very, like, inviting, warm person, and that's very similar to, like, the characters that Luke is. And then you have, like, Leia, like, Carrie Fisher is, like, very witty, like, nice and, like, smart, but, like, always willing to, like, fight for, like, a good cause. Those are, like, all the same character traits that Carrie Fisher has. And then Han Solo, Harrison Ford in real life, is, like, doesn't really care about whatever's happening. He's only ever in it for the money, but, like, he low-key has, like, a big heart and, like, is always, like, willing to help, like, a good cause. That's literally who Han Solo, Leia, and Luke are in the movie. So I thought that was a really interesting comment. Harrison Ford is stating, what's a Hot Toys figure you thought was going to shoot up in value but has yet to? Another great question. I talked about it in one of my videos. I think Count Dooku is still sitting at a very reasonable price. Same thing with Darth Maul as well. You can low-key still get Darth Maul for, like, $300, which is basically, like, that's maybe like $315, which is basically what you would have gotten for shipped. So, like, that's a figure that I feel like people are not pricing in how much better that figure is going to do once Qui-Gon comes out. So that's a figure that I still think is too low. But again, where are we now for Darth Maul? Like 5 months out from when it went waitlist, so we're still approaching the time that time window where I think they really start to jump. And then Grand Moff Tarkin too. I know Grand Moff Tarkin is like a $400 figure, which is a lot more than what he retailed for. But if I didn't have Grand Moff Tarkin and I ever see it at like $350 in a Facebook group, I would scoop that so fast. I love Grand Moff Tarkin. I think he's still like the best Hot Toys head sculpt Star Wars has done. Star Wars head sculpt Hot Toys is done. I think even at $400, I would definitely pay that if I didn't have a Grand Moff Tarkin. I love that figure. All right. That was going through a lot of comment section. Let's take a look and get and see what we are looking at. I can't believe that they do that for the price. That's higher than Sideshow. Is this the first time they've done that? Oh, they also have this in stock, but this is also more than Sideshow. Sideshow has this for $243. Is this a new thing for Big Bad Toy Store, or have I just missed this in the past that they're charging more now? Look at all these sold outs. We didn't get finished going through Anno Toys. Let's see if they have anything else good. They had this one came in stock last time they had their restock. They still have Chirrut, but they have Chirrut for basically what you can still get them for in the on eBay. Okay, I need to get a bottle of water. I will be back in 20 seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, just had to get a bottle of water. Doing a lot of talking over here. Need to make sure to stay hydrated. Still have A New Hope Stormtrooper Disguise Han. That's good. What's that price look like? I think I looked at this before. Yeah, $325. It's not a bad price. If somebody wants a Hoth Stormtrooper Han, that's not a bad price. You can find this one on eBay though for like $400. You can find it in a Facebook group low key. If you look hard enough, you can probably find it for $375. So that's probably not totally worth it, but that's not a bad option. Imperial sides, they still have Hoth Leia. This figure is going up in the secondary market, so if you don't have a Hoth Leia and you want one, it's probably a good time to order one from Anno Toys. I ordered one. Still have Deluxe Jyn Erso. Love that figure. See, right here. I wasn't lying when I said, see, 12,500 Filipino pesos. That's how much I got mine for when they restocked this one in January. $254. Obviously, if you know how much Lightside can go for, that was a steal. I was super jazzed when I saw that restock. If they ever restock Grand Moff Tarkin, you guys need to jump on this one. That's an insane price too. And you never know. They very well could restock like a Grand Moff Tarkin and Anakin again. I don't know why or how it happens, but it's awesome when it does. And it's like this is like a very legit website. That's probably about it. They're discounting their... Oh, this is the pre-order for the old one. Or for the new one, rather. This is new. A Forlom. That does not look good, though. I do not think I would want that. I got Anakin up for pre-order. Oh, this is new. I think. How much is that? That's the standard, right? $265. Yeah. You can find that one for $300. That's just the standard. First order snowtroopers. These will stay in stock forever. I would. Do any of you guys have first order stormtroopers? I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings of talking about first order stormtroopers or snowtroopers. I would not pick up those figures. I never had any interest in picking those up. People sell. I've seen some people list those for under $100. Seagulls are just not done well. What else they got? Ray and BB-8. You can still find that one for. You can find that one for under. You can probably find that set still for under $200. That's a pretty cool set though. I think that's the best Ray that they've done still. Specifically having her like Sandstorm outfit on. What I haven't gone through in a while and see what Marvel figures they have. Where are Marvel fans at? We can look through some Marvel figures. Sideshow. Darth Vader. Is anyone here a Harry Potter fan? I would love for Hot Toys to do some Harry Potter figures. Not Crimes of Grindelwald or Fantastic Beasts, some actual Harry Potter figures. I would buy so many of those. You got the Mark 7. How much is that? That looks like a lot. See, I don't get Anno Toys. Why are they charging $610 USD for a Mark 7 Iron Man that is still in stock on Sideshow for 400-ish, 420. I think, how much is that? I think it's 420, something around there. But then they'll have an Anakin Skywalker that goes for $550 in the secondary market, $500, anywhere from $450 to $600 in the secondary market, and they'll list that for $254 USD. That surprises me. Death Row, Ant-Man pre-order. Gamora, where's Gamora? Deadpool. Oh, they still have Deadpool. I know a lot of people are trying to pick that one up with the release of Cable. $305 or about. I don't know how much Deadpool goes for the secondary market. I haven't checked in a while, but if anybody needs a Deadpool, I don't know how good of a price that is, though. I have not checked the secondary market value of that in a while. You got Bucky. What are these? Got some DC stuff. Arkham Knight, Future Knight. Got these Crimes of Grindelwald. See, why are they doing these? Give us the Harry Potter ones. Some Iron Man. Still have one Pooh left in stock. Nice. All right, so nothing really new there. We've already checked out this website. This website's not working. Toy. I know people were mentioning this earlier in the comment section. I'm so pumped for so many of these figures that are coming out. They're cheap but so ugly. Anything sequel related is dead and not a good investment either. Yeah, the sequel is just tough. The only ones that really have done well is like Kylo, and I still think I have a Rise of Skywalker Kylo on pre-order because I like Adam Driver and Kylo, but overall the sequel is just really tough. Those figures just did not do very well. If I could have one more franchise, I'd have them do Halo for sure. Halo would be tough. I feel like a lot of people would buy those too. The only sequel figures might do well is Rey and Kylo. Yeah, honestly, Rey, I don't think is going to do well. I think Kylo will do well though. I like Kylo. I'm new to the hobby and bought the First Order Stormtroopers from Sideshow and sent them all back. Lesson learned. LOL. Good move sending them back. Sometimes there's only one way to learn, it's the hard way. Good thing Sideshow is so nice about refunds. I'm sure you are not the first person to refund First Order Stormtroopers to them. Do they which one? I know they still have, they definitely have still have some in stock. If we think that the Infinity War figures are going to sit in stock forever, good golly. Some of these First Order Stormtroopers and Snowtroopers, I mean, they will be there until Sideshow is no longer a company. I don't know what they have to do to sell these. Let's just short by free shipping because we know they're all definitely on free shipping. So you got the Execution Trooper, First Order Snowtroopers. Like, see, like, you're telling me, like, didn't the Snowtrooper 2-pack from Battlefront that retailed for $354.99? Why in their right mind are they charging $389.99 before any discounts for this set? Who's picking that up? You pick up the Empire Strikes Back Hoth Snowtroopers way before you pick up these. So right now they have it at 20% off. So what is that? $80? $70 off? Not good enough. I mean, I'm very bearish on sequel figures, so it would have to be an insane discount for me. So I know a lot of people would probably buy these way before I would if they started discounting them more. But like, if I ever wanted to buy these figures, I would need to get them at. I probably wouldn't pay more than $70 each for each of these figures, and that's only just because they're Hot Toys. I know they're good quality, even though they don't really work for me. But honestly, even then, I wouldn't just never buy these figures. I don't have the room for these figures, and I wouldn't want these figures. They're cheap but so ugly. I tried the First Order Troopers, but I couldn't. By far, clones are the best troopers in my opinion. Yep, 100% agree. Clones are the best. I bought the dusty version of Deadpool on Sideshow 25 free shipping to go with Cable. Nice, that's a good scoop. That's definitely a good scoop. That's good. That's a good alternative to go with Cable. I almost got the Farm Boy Luke, but I'm not building Episode 4 line until the reissues. Dude, that's a great point. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I just think the head sculpts for Luke and like Leia and even Han they're just not good enough now. Obi-Wan is good enough. The old Ben Kenobi, that head sculpt is fine with me, but like Leia and Luke and Han, they need to update all three of them, and I'm just gonna hold out for them too. Especially because it kills me because I obviously love Star Wars, so I love Leia, and that's definitely my favorite outfit for her. But I just can't do it with that head sculpt. So I'm just going to keep holding out. And it's, the day that they give us the Episode 4 Leia with the new head sculpt, that's a, instant pre-order for me. I think this would be fun. I can go over right now if you guys think this would be fun. I can go through and tell you all the ones that I have on pre-order right now. I've got a lot. Let me know in the comment section if you guys would be interested in that. I can tell you the ones that I'm like on the fence on still and like still haven't definitively pre-ordered. Are you getting the Hot Toys Cable? I'm not getting the Hot Toys Cable. I keep it tight. I try and keep it just to MCU and Star Wars, and so because Deadpool's not part of the MCU, and like I'm not like a terribly huge fan of Deadpool, although I do appreciate the movies. I didn't pick it up. Speaking of the devil. Here's a Toy Era 1/6 Seal Joker. That head sculpt is just not good enough for me. That is not Hot Toys quality. I'd rather just not have it than pick it up. $250 for Anakin. I know sounds like a lot of people in the chat today were repping this site up. 4% off for Rex. Tell us pre-order. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me go through the pre-order. Okay. So here's what I have on pre-order right now. Deluxe Mandalorian, obviously. I hate to admit it, I think I have 2 of these on pre-order. I know I'm a fiend. I shouldn't, but I do. So I have 2 of this one on pre-order. Have the vintage Boba on pre-order. I have 2 Codys on pre-order. I don't have this Darth Vader on pre-order just because I already have the other one, but like I'm waiting to see how the vintage Boba box comes, and if I really like the box, I might pre-order this one too, even though I already have the other Empire Strikes Back one. I have this Captain America on pre-order. Super pumped for this one. I don't know when we're actually going to get it, but I don't have any Captain Americas in my collection anymore, and so I just wanted to have one in my collection, so I'm gonna have this one. Black Widow I don't have on pre-order yet. I'm considering it. Remnant Trooper I also do not have on pre-order still. I'm also considering this one. Same thing for Deluxe Hawkeye. Qui-Gon I have pre-order. I think I have 2 on pre-order for Qui-Gon. Have the standard Mandalorian, of course, also on pre-order. Yoda I already have. Do not have anyone's pre-ordered. Hot Toys The Child do not have pre-order. I pre-ordered the Sideshow version, and I'm very happy with that decision after seeing Sideshow Con. If the Sideshow Child looks like how that prototype looked in the Sideshow Con that they had last week, I will be very excited for that. No to Miles Morales, no to Wonder Woman. I don't really do much DC. I do have Solo Darth Maul on pre-order. Don't have the Mark 85. If I pick up one, it'd be the battle damage. Definitely have the Mark 47 on pre-order. That's my favorite silhouette for armor, that Mark 46, Mark 47. Super pumped about that one. No to Spider-Gwen, 100%. I have this one on pre-order. Upgraded Suit Spider-Man. Super pumped for that one. Love Spider-Man. I do not have Fat Thor on pre-order. I don't know. I don't have a Thor in my collection. I just, like, I get that it was, like, funny and whatever, but I don't know if I want that to be my one representation of Thor. It sucks because he comes with, like, Mjolnir and the, and what is it called? Stormbreaker? So, like, that would be so great to have, but if I'm going to have a Thor, I would probably just go back and pick up the Gladiator Thor. But I do not have this one on pre-order yet, but I'm not really leaning towards picking it up, I don't think. But I'm not sure. I could change my mind. As for now, don't have that one on pre-order yet. Batman Beyond, I don't have it on pre-order. IG-11, I might get flamed for this. I still don't have this one on pre-order. I can't pull the trigger on it. I don't know. Just like, I made a video about it. If you haven't seen the video, check it out if you care. But like, I have other things in mind of what I want to have displayed in my Mandalorian. I just don't know if I need this one displayed with it. But this is the one that I feel like I'm just gonna regret, and I'm just gonna I feel like I should just be picking this one up. But also at the same time, like, he is like, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Mandalorian season 1. Like, don't listen to this part. I imagine everybody in this chat though has seen the first season of Mandalorian. If you're a fan of Hot Toys, he dies at the end of the season, so like he's probably not going to be in season 2. So like, I don't know how hard I'm going to miss this figure. So no, I don't have that one on pre-order yet. I probably should, but we'll see. I have the Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren. God, going through this, this feels gross. I knew I had a lot of figures on pre-order. I didn't know. I didn't think I had this many. Especially it hurts when all the ones I'm doubling up on as well. Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike. I still don't have this one on pre-order. The Speeder Bike is just too big. I don't think I'm going to get this one. It's just too big to fit in the DTOLF, and that's just a big sell-off for me. I'm not the type of collector that has the figure displayed at the top of the DTOLF. But if I get like a bigger display cabinet, like a Maju case, then I would like consider picking up that figure. Battle Damas Thanos. Still don't have this one on pre-order. Again, similar issue to the Scout Trooper. I don't want to display him out in the elements, but he doesn't fit in a standard DTOLF, and I don't want to do that thing where you like remove a shelf. But we're still 8 months out from this figure getting, like supposedly arrival. So I'm still just like playing the long game on this one, just like continuing to wait. But as of now, I don't have them on pre-order. Have the Infantry Mandalorian on pre-order for sure. Incinerator Trooper, obviously, it sounds like I haven't done I thought I did a video of this one yet. I just think I forgot to post it. Currently, I don't have this one on pre-order, but this is one of the ones that I'm like most closest to just getting up and pre-ordering it. Probably on the next order run that I do, I'm probably going to pre-order this figure. As for now, don't have it yet, but like I like this figure a lot. I think it looks cool. I'm probably going to be pre-ordering that one pretty soon. Don't have Rocket. Don't have Captain Marvel. This Rocket is way too overpriced. Captain Marvel, she's kind of just meh for me. I didn't really care about her. I didn't think she was that cool in the movie. Don't have Ant-Man. I have the deluxe on pre-order, not the standard Mandalorian the Child. Let me catch up on comments real quick. What do you think when do you think Hot Toys announces more clones? I was kind of hoping that we were going to get more clones before the Sideshow Con. New York Comic Con maybe, October. They'll be coming though. I'm not tripping about clones. They're going to give us clones. It's so easy for them to just pump out so many clones for us. Think about how many Stormtroopers they pump out for us. Incinerator Trooper, Remnant Trooper, like Return of the Jedi Trooper. Like they give us a plethora of clones. Plethora of Stormtroopers. So they're going to do the same thing with clones. Don't worry. It's such easy money for them, and I'm going to buy all of them. I hope in the next decade or so we get High Republic era Jedi figures. That would be really sick. I don't know if we will, but that would be awesome. Why do you have 2 Codys on pre-order? One, because I'm a degenerate and I just love like certain Hot Toys, like one to rock, one to stock. I'm gonna be like displaying one of them, obviously, and like in general, the figures that I'm like very bullish on, I tend to like try and maybe pick up 2 of them if I can, like sell a figure that I have in my collection. Look, basically for my Hot Toy collection, I feel like everybody has like a running amount of Hot Toys that they like to keep in their collection, or at least that's the way I think about having a collection. Having a strong collection, in my opinion, is about having like a controlled collection. I don't think it's that cool to have like every single Hot Toy that's ever been released. Like, oh, I gotta get like every single Hot Toy that's like every single Hot Toy from The Mandalorian or every single Hot Toy from Rogue One. For me, that just makes it like unsustainable. I don't have the room for that, and I think it just starts to look cluttered when you do that. So I try and keep like a running size. My size is anywhere from 30 to 40, 45 Hot Toys. 45 is probably too much. It's probably closer to like 25 to 35. Let's just say 25 to 35. That's like the collection size that I try and keep running. And so like when I get to the higher end of the range, naturally there's going to be figures that are like that I like less than I do other figures. So I try and sell those. So figures that I really like Cody, I try and, sometimes I'll buy like 2 of him, keep it. I think that this figure is going to do well in the secondary market. There's other figures in the secondary market that are going for, way above retail, and it obviously sucks to pay those amounts. So this is the way I think about it. Say you want to pick up Darkseid Anakin. Okay, let's just take Darkseid Anakin for example. Darkseid Anakin right now is like a $650 figure. Okay, there's either one of 2 reasons why you don't have Darkseid Anakin in your collection if you collect Hot Toys. One, you started collecting Hot Toys after that figure is like already sold out, right? Which is probably like a majority of problem for like a lot of like collectors. Or 2, you slept on that figure when it was like announced and like came out, and then it went like waitlist or sold out, and then you just like never picked it up. So you have 2 options, right? You can either like step up, pay the however much it's going for in the secondary market. Try and find like a pretty good deal. Don't lowball anybody, but like, if you can try and find it for like 500 or like 450, scoop it, right? But like at that point, you're still paying like almost double, if not more, than what the figure retailed for. So you can either like step up and just pay the amount that it's going for in the secondary market and buy the figure, or you can just like kind of like cry about it and be like pissed off, like, oh, I'm not buying this figure. Like people are charging scalper prices. Like I'm never gonna buy it. Like, and then you like message people on Facebook like, hey man, like sell me that Dark Side Anakin for $300. I know it retailed for like $260 or whatever. I'm not paying you like $500. Like they're just gonna say like buzz off. Like if when I'm selling figures, like I generally sell them for what they're going for in the secondary market. Usually, like I always charge like less than eBay, somewhere like in the Facebook area of prices. But like I'm not gonna give away my figures either. And like there's a bunch of figures that I want that I can't get anymore for retail. Like for example, like a Jin Urso Deluxe. Like you can't get that figure for retail anymore. Like you're gonna pay like $420. So you can either like throw a fit about it and just like be like, you know what, I'm not buying the figure. Unless you sell it to me for retail, in which case nobody's going to sell it to you for retail unless you find like some really nice person that like for some reason is willing to sell it to you for retail, which I don't know why anybody does, unless it's like a friend. I've sold figures before to friends at retail, or like people that I know very well in Facebook groups, but I'm not just gonna sell it as a random person because I know that I don't expect anybody to sell me figures at retail that go for X amount of dollars in the secondary market. So you can either throw a fit or you can step up and pay for it, and pay the secondary market price. So to try and keep the hobby self-sustainable, I try and take, I try and have investment theses on certain figures, and figures that I'm very bullish on that I think are going to do very well. I will sometimes pick up two of them, like Cody. I think Cody is going to do well in the secondary market, and there are figures in the secondary market now that go for like, double retail that I don't want to just like eat the loss and just pay double retail for it. So rather than do that, I'd rather buy two of a figure that I have an investment thesis on, and eventually like sell one of them once I think it's like a opportune time to like sell it. And some people probably view this as scalping, but the thing with Hot Toys, and I've thought about making a video about this before. Okay, the way I think about it is the reason why I don't think it's scalping in Hot Toys. And I know like people always get flamed for like being scalpers in Facebook groups. I also feel bad when people get flamed for like posting their figures for like certain prices and people call them scalpers. Although sometimes the prices are too high. But okay, I used to collect Star Wars Vintage Collection. Okay. In back in like 2010 to 2012. Back then there was no like order like the entire case like online, like order the figures online and like it's super easy, it gets like delivered to your door, you pay retail, whatever. No. Before, when I used to collect Vintage Collection, it was a Target and a Walmart, or like, Targets and Walmarts, they would get like one case, so like 8 figures, usually 1 to 2 of each figure in the run, and they would put it on the peg, and whoever gets there first is going to buy the figure. And what people would do is they would try and get to Walmart first. They would try and pick up the most sought after figure. So say it's the Clone Wars Ahsoka. They'll pick up the Clone Wars Ahsoka. It retails for $8. They'll go and flip it on eBay immediately for $50. The edge that they had in how they got the figure was not that they had like some type of like investment thesis or like whatever. They just knew like, oh, this figure is like super like low supply and it's going straight to retail. So like I just got to be the first person to get to Target, and then I can take it and then scalp it and sell it for 5 times what it sold for in the store. That is scalping, and that is totally scummy, and I hate that. And that's one of the things I used to like hate about collecting Vintage Collection figures. With Hot Toys, it's much different. Because with Hot Toys, you have like sometimes up to a year window, even more, to pre-order a figure. And they're available for everybody. Anybody can pre-order a figure that they want, right? You have an entire year and a half. So like take like Clone Wars Anakin, for example. I think Clone Wars Anakin is going to do very well in the secondary market. So I'm picking up 2 Clone Wars Anakins. You have a year and a half, to pre-order this figure. If you don't pick up that figure if you never pre-order that figure, and then like once it goes in stock, you still don't order it, it's your loss. And if in a year you go out and you go into the secondary market to try and buy the Anakin, and all of a sudden he's selling for $400, even though he was just retailed for $260, 9 months, a year ago, is your loss. It's on you. You had an entire year and a half to order it, and you did it. And on top of it, I'm also taking a risk, and anybody else that does the same thing where you one to rock, one to stock, double up on 2 figures, you are taking a risk that you are going to be wrong, and that this figure like could potentially not do on the secondary market. Look at all the sequel figures. Like so many sequel figures you could have got absolutely smoked on. And so for taking this risk, you should be compensated. You were the one that pre-ordered the figure, a year ago. You were the one that bought it like in stock, like for retail, when other people were skeptical on it because they were like, oh, I don't really like it. Like maybe I might just sleep on it a bit and try and pick it up in the secondary market for cheaper. Maybe this figure will go down. Like people will want to sell and then I can buy it from somebody and, pay like 80% of like what it actually retailed for. So maybe they're trying to get like a deal off of it too. So they have a view as well. But that just happens that their view is wrong. You took risk. You're the one that like, it's the same thing in finance. Like you're the one that went long the security. You bought the security. You should be compensated for that risk. It's not like collecting vintage collection or collecting Black Series, where if you're the first person at Target or Walmart and you're the one that buys it, then you get to flip it and scalp it. That's scalping. This is investing, and that's like the whole basis of my channel. So that's the long answer to your question on why sometimes I order more than one figure. When I'm really bullish on a figure, I buy more than one because I want to hold it as an investment, sell it, and be able to buy another figure in the secondary market that I don't own that is also going for like double retail, so that I can continue to do this hobby, so I can make this hobby sustainable. If you find yourself buying every single figure that you want in the secondary market for 2 to 2.5 times retail, and then selling the figures that you do buy, for retail because like you feel bad about charging people more than retail, you're not going to be able to survive in this hobby. It's too expensive. Don't let them out. There's a lot of those people that are complaining when someone posts an Anakin Skywalker Dark Side for $500, $450, complaining that figure reads over $267. They're just never going to own that figure. They just got to, it's simple supply and demand. It's simple economics. It's an open market. That's just the way it works, in my opinion. Anyways, that was kind of a rant, but that's my opinion on all of that. Is it bad to have the light up LEDs on hot toy figures for some hours or just for photos? See, I never really use the light up features for my figures. It's so annoying with the batteries and stuff. It's probably fine to do it for like a couple of hours, but I wouldn't leave it on like all the time or anything. Like, and I also don't leave the batteries in my figures, like my Iron Man figures, because like I don't want it to like corrode in the figure. Hot Toys needs to make one clone with 2 helmets for one price. If not, I'm sticking with Phase 2 clones. Yeah, I agree. I hope they make like deluxe sets that come with like a Phase 1 helmet as well, but if they don't, I'm going to be picking up all the Phase 2 ones. I might skip out on a few Phase 1 ones as well, but knowing me, I'll probably end up just picking it up. If I'm reselling a figure, I'm getting the most possible for him. Hot Toys ain't cheap thing to collect, and I'm going to try and save as much as possible. Dude, retweet. Get paid. Like, this is not Hot Toys is not a scalping business. Scalping is about being the first person to like quickly buy something, and then see it like sell out really quick and then immediately try and flip it. You have so much time to buy these Hot Toys. It's investing. You're taking an investment thesis, you're taking a view, and you're taking risk. You should be compensated for this risk that you're taking. When people come and, they just complain to you, oh, you're totally scalping, selling this figure, selling this light side or like whatever, selling like this light side Anakin figure that retailed for $235, and you're trying to sell it for $450. Like, you're crazy. You're such a scalper. Like, people always try and flame people in the Facebook group sometimes. Not everybody does. It's a very small minority of people, honestly, who do it. But those people, like, don't be one of those people. You got to pay the market price. If you don't own the figure, again, it's either one of two things. You either started collecting Hot Toys recently, in which case that's the unfortunate one. I feel bad for those people, but all of us have been there. Unless you started collecting Hot Toys in 2010 or 2011, whenever the first DX Luke was released, we've all been in the boat where you started collecting Hot Toys and you have to go back and buy Hot Toys that are already reissued and you have to pay secondary market prices. We've all been there. I don't have that much sympathy for people, but I do feel bad for when someone is like a really big fan of Anakin and they really want it, but they got to pay like $600 for it. The people I really, really do not feel bad for when they complain about secondary market prices are the people that slept on the figure. Like, for instance, the Mud Trooper. People who slept on the Mud Trooper and would get mad at somebody for posting it in the Facebook group for like $340, even though it just retailed for $242, I think. I think it was retail $242. Maybe a bit more. I can't remember. But whatever. Just call it $240. People who get mad at that person, dude, that person took risk. You had an entire if you had been collecting when that figure was announced, you had an entire year to pre-order that figure. You didn't because you probably didn't think that like it was going to do that well, or you thought it was going to sit, or maybe you thought it was going to get to free shipping. But guess what? You were wrong. It didn't. Now it's waitlist and it's going for a lot more in the secondary market. And that secondary market is a price of a function of that is what the people is willing to pay. That is the market price. There's a reason why it's priced there. It's not priced there because somebody's, price fixing all of the figures. It's pricing there because that's the price that people are willing to buy and sell it. That's what a market is. That's the market equilibrium point. So I have no sympathy for those people. You slept on it. You didn't want to take the risk. Now you got to pay the price. I've been there too. I've definitely slept on a fair few figures that I've been kind of mad about myself that I didn't pick up, but that's just the name of the game. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is to try and be thoughtful about the Hot Toys purchases that you make in the future. Sometimes double up if you have to on some figures that you're really bullish on, so you can make a little bit of money and keep this hobby sustainable. My current collection of Hot Toys is 119 figs and 43 on pre-order. Dude, Winley, can you message me on, DM me on Instagram and send me a picture of your collection? I really want to see that. 119 is absolutely insane. That is awesome. Good for you. Do you think the Back to the Future Hot Toys will continue its upward trend in value? Honestly, I don't have a great view on it. I don't want to give my opinion on it as I'm probably uneducated, and you probably know a lot more about it than I do, to be honest. Dennis said so true. And that just might be the used price. Dennis, I assume you were doing that to my rant. I appreciate it. Is it bad to have your figures in the sunlight? Yes, it is bad. Don't have your figures in the sunlight. It will melt the plastic and it will like crinkle the pleather. At all costs, try to avoid leaving your figures in sunlight. It's stupid. Why would you sell something for $235 when it's going for $450? It's not scalping. LOL. People pay for this. If you have an issue with it, simply don't buy it. Yup, exactly. Don't. And people just bitch about it. Like they're like, oh, I don't want to like pay like $450. Like I know what a resale for. Like then you're just not gonna buy it. Like nobody's gonna sell it to you for that price. There's somebody out there that's going to sell it to you for that price. I know, but those people are like 1 in a million, and they're doing a disservice. I wouldn't even like if somebody was as much of like finance person as I am, all about like trying to do like the most money savvy things. If somebody had like a light side Anakin for sale for like $235, I would like message them and be like, dude, that is like way underpriced. Like, maybe I wouldn't give them like the full retail secondary market price, but I would be like, dude, that's way underpriced. This figure's going for a lot more. I'll give you like $375 for it. A much more fair price for them, because like at that point you're just like ripping them off. Like they don't deserve that because they probably think that they're going to get that in return. You're not going to get that in return. People are not going to sell you figures for retail that do not sell for retail anymore. It's a dog-eat-dog world in the Hot Toys game. I'm so glad I got Darkside Anakin when he was available. Crazy how he was in stock for a year. I know, dude. Darkside Anakin throws so many of like my like investment models like to the ceiling. Like it is insane that figure can sit in stock for a year and sell for $600 secondary market. That is proof that Star Wars can handle supply. Think about how supplied that figure must have been to have been in stock for a year, and it still goes for, and it's the second best performing figure on a percentage basis for all of Star Wars Hot Toys behind the Short Trooper. Actually, I think it might be third. I think K2SO also is better on a percentage basis. Yeah, to the rant. All right, cool. Yeah, for sure. As long as everyone understands there is still considerable risk in speculating on Hot Toys. Market is not regulated and manufacturers have complete control of supply. Yep, for sure. There's definitely a lot of risk in investing in Hot Toys. Well, I wouldn't say like a lot, but specifically Star Wars Hot Toys, just because like on a historical basis, they all like generally tend to do very well, but like definitely agree. You're taking risk in this. And it's a very real amount of money that you're taking risk in when you're buying, especially when you're like doubling up on certain figures. So you should be compensated for that. Don't let them out. Don't let them out. That's what we always say at work. Like, don't let them out. Like, if they slept on it before and they want to pay it and they're trying to like give you a whole sob story on why they want to pay retail for it, don't let them out. Charge them the full price that's going for, because that's the same thing that someone's going to do to you when you go to pick up that figure that's sold out. It definitely seems as though Hot Toys, especially Star Wars, have surged in price in the secondary market like the past year. I wonder if it's because of the surge in popularity of Star Wars recently. I wouldn't say that it's like particularly surged in price just in like the last year. In general, Star Wars Hot Toys just tend to do very well. X sequels. Sequels stink in the secondary market for the most part, but other than that, yeah. I was late in collecting Star Wars Hot Toys. I had to pay for Anakin $400. I sold it for $515. I don't have a job currently. I sold it and have money for another Hot Toy and can still get the new Anakin. Dude, bang. Good for you. That's a good buy. See, you paid over retail. You paid, what is that? 60% over retail. You paid $400 for it. You sold it for $515. Take your $115 profit. You took risk, especially because you bought the figure very much above retail. You probably really liked the figure. Maybe you had a little bit of a view that you thought it was going to continue to go up, and then you sold it. And you sold it for the amount of value that that it was going for in the market. Good for you. Take your profit, and then now you can put it towards the new Hot Toy. And now if you want, and you don't care about having you don't care which version of the Anakin you have, it's such a scoop to pick up the Clone Wars one. See, that's such a great example of why the Clone Wars Anakin is going to do fantastic in the secondary market. I'm super pumped for that one. The worst feeling is when you have the money but not the space. You have to make hard choices, such as having a look at your collection thinking, so who is living? Hugo, exactly. That's funny. Yeah, it's tough sometimes to let some of them go, but I think a good collector is a very good buyer and a very good seller. You have to be willing to let go of the figures. Any of the figures that whatever your running collection is, whether it be 10 Hot Toys, 5 Hot Toys, 35 Hot Toys, 115 Hot Toys apparently for him, you got to have some figures that are in the bottom 20% of your Hot Toys, the bottom 5 figures. And someone in this, I think it was TC in the Six Scale Scavengers podcast mentioned in one of his podcasts. It's such a great point. You got to be willing to let go of some of those figures. If they're in the bottom 20% of your collection, sell it and just buy something that you really want, that you think it will be come into your collection in the top 20%. For example, a figure for me, what's a figure for me right now that's in the bottom 20% of my collection? Not Boba. Honestly, the Snowtrooper 2-pack I picked up recently is probably close to the bottom 20% for me in my Hot Toy collection. I obviously love Star Wars and love Empire Strikes Back, but it doesn't really go that well for me fit-wise. So I'm probably gonna be selling that set soon, just because I'd rather sell that and then worst case scenario buy it back at a future date, but I'd rather just put that money towards a new pre-order. And the way I always think about it is, if you have a figure set, if you need to make room and you have figures that you're not totally in love with anymore, just sell it, and then if you really want it, buy it back again. Obviously try and sell it at a good price and buy it at a lower price, but I bet you 9 times out of 10, or maybe 7 times out of 10, you probably won't even be that inclined to buy it. You'll sell it and you'll just be well, I don't want to rebuy it again. I just had it for this amount of time. I already wasn't in love with it. I'd much rather go buy a figure that I really want, put in a pre-order for Clone Wars Anakin. That's the way I think about it. So the Sunlight question, can you display them in a room with windows at all? Yeah. You can display them in a room with windows. You just can't have it in direct sunlight. For instance, in my room right now, I put up a blind so that it covers the sunlight. The only thing that matters is the sunlight, because obviously that just creates heat, science things. But I just keep my house is always air conditioned, and then as long as you don't keep it in direct sunlight, you're straight. You can have it in a room with windows though. At least I do. Maybe I'm wrong, but pretty sure you're fine. I'm also considering this solo Darth Maul. Also, shout out to all of you guys. We have 46 people in the stream right now. We've had anywhere from 40 to 50 people in the stream for the last hour. It's huge. The support has been honestly off the charts for this channel. A lot of the podcasts, I was on Jedi Patrol's podcast last week, and I was on Six Scale Scavengers podcast last week as well. And specifically Six Scale, they were mentioning the growth of my channel has been very, I've been very happy with it. I think we're up to 340 subscribers now. Started the channel about 2 months ago, and so that's all thanks to you guys. Especially everybody here that comments in the comment section. If you guys want to, feel free to drop a like right now on the live stream too. That would help a lot. Right now we're at 27 likes. If we can just get everybody to like it right now who's in the live stream, it really helps. And we're just continuing to make a push so long as I have the community of you guys very interested in the content, and seems you guys have some positive feedback on the videos that I drop. I will continue to make new content, try and come up with new ideas. For instance, today the new video that I released, the top Hot Toys in 2016. I got a lot of ideas that I want to do for Hot Toys. I also want to get into some more finance, economics, super ingrained stuff for these Hot Toys. I have some stuff that I built out in Excel that I think are pretty interesting that I'm getting ready hopefully to share on the channel soon. So you just keep up the support. It really does help. It's super awesome. All right, enough of the sappy crap. I feel like Hot Toys is going to make another Obi-Wan from the Kenobi show. Yeah, that would be sick. I bet they would too, but we're still pretty far away from that, unfortunately. I heard it got delayed again. They're like rewriting the script. Oh, dang, now up to 36 likes on the live stream. Thanks. It actually worked. A lot of people liked it. I appreciate it. Okay, let me go back to talk about the Hot Toys I have on pre-order and the ones that I don't. Excuse me. All right. Ant-Man I don't. This one I already said I have 2 of the deluxe in stock. Nebula I do not. Who knows when we're getting that. Iron Patriot I still do not. I'm on the fence now. I've actually been leaning more towards probably not picking this one up. It's just like too expensive for one I don't like need in my collection, but I don't know. Don't have this Captain America one. Obviously, I actually don't officially have this Anakin on pre-order yet. I'm just waiting for Steven's Collectibles to be ready to go. But I'm definitely picking up 2 of this one for sure. This is going to be such a great figure. This is such a no-brainer. While I wait for that to load. I'm sure most of us in this stream have already looked at this like 10 times through and seen a bunch of reviews on it. This figure is so sick. I love how they gave us a new hair sculpt too, with the cape as well. This shot right here, I cannot wait for these. They need to announce Obi-Wan already. I don't know what they're waiting for. I probably pick up only 1 of Obi-Wan. I might end up picking up 2 of him, but this Clone Wars Anakin I'm definitely picking up 2 of. J-Rod, what's up? What's up, man? 2018 was a breakthrough year with prices skyrocketing. Besides a new Avengers movie that year being a catalyst, it may also have been an influx of millennial new entrants into the market. Yeah, that's a great point. Kunjik Lub, is that how you say your name? You got a lot of interesting points. You made a lot of interesting points tonight. Feel free to DM me on Instagram if at 6.sale.economist if you have any more thoughts. I think that would be interesting. Do you have a YouTube channel as well? What's up? Do you think Hot Toys will finish the house party protocol from Iron Man 3? I don't know. They have a lot of things they need to finish, unfortunately. Where's Baze Malaga is the real question. Boba Fett Hot Toys seems to be rising in price. I assume it's because of the Mandalorian. Do you think that figure cost will continue to go up? Yeah, I have seen it go up a bit. No, you can still pre-order it. They restocked it on Sideshow, so you can still pre-order it again, I think. So, I don't know why it would go up. I think that if you want, you can still pre-order there. I like your hot or cold. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Those are, the base of my channel right now. I enjoy making those. Damn, a Boba Fett from Mando Season 2. Now that's a possibility. I know. Dude, have you guys heard the rumors that Boba Fett is a girl? Look, I'm all for, female, empowerment and, all that jazz. But, Boba Fett is definitely not a girl. I have the vintage collection figure. I can remove his helmet. I can confirm he is a dude. We saw him in Attack of the Clones as a child. He is a boy. I don't know where this thing is coming from that Boba Fett is a girl. If they are going to do that, what the hell happened in Attack of the Clones? We saw him as a child. He's a boy. Maybe they're going to tell us that was actually a girl, but he sounded like a boy. He was a boy in the Clone Wars TV show. I don't know what they're doing with that. I don't know if they're just doing that, for whatever, but I don't know about all that. Rescue. Do not have Rescue on pre-order. I don't plan on picking her up. Ray and okay, can you guys just a girl now? Yeah, dude. I don't know. Dang, up to 50 viewers now. Let's go. Keep it going. Smash that like button. Let's see if we can get let's see if we can push it to 60 live viewers. I think this is the most live viewers we've had on live stream so far. Shout out to all you guys. Okay, I'm gonna get flamed for this. Is it pronounced D0 or D-O? I promise you, I am a massive Star Wars fan. I've seen Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, New Hope, Return of the Jedi. I've seen Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith, I have maybe seen over 15 times. And Empire Strikes Back, probably over 10 times. Rise of Skywalker, I saw once, did not like it. I have Disney Plus and I still haven't rewatched it. I don't know what I'm going to. So I don't even remember what this like droid thing is called. Is it D0 or is it DO? Let me know in the comment section. Can someone just tell me? I might get flamed for it. I should probably know that, being as much of a Star Wars nerd as I am, but I just don't know. If that doesn't tell you, though, I do not have this figure on pre-order. No intention of pre-ordering this figure. This head sculpt is whack. This does not look like Daisy Ridley to me. Glad I got my dark side Anakin. Missed Obi-Wan. Will definitely pick up the new one. Yeah, dude, that's such a scoop for dark side Anakin. And honestly, if you want to miss one of them, miss the Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan obviously goes for a lot less than dark side Anakin. Dark side Anakin is the scoop of a century. That and Shore Trooper and K2SO. Nah, LMAO, nah, he's a clone of Django. If they do that, I'm out. Dude, they might, though. It's kind of annoying how many people are talking about it as a rumor. He's trans, huh? Is that what they're... I don't know what they're going for. Glad I got my dark side Anakin. Oh, sorry. I know you don't collect DC, but you should do some DC Hot Toys. I know. I probably will at some point. I just don't really like the Justice League. I didn't really like the movie. I didn't even see all of them. Like, I really like the Dark Knight. I'm still on the fence about picking up a Joker. I was thinking about picking up the quarter scale Joker from the Dark Knight, like Christopher Nolan's. I didn't end up doing it. I think they just need to update the Dark Knight Joker. If they ever update the Dark Knight Joker, I'm gonna be like ordering that figure like instantly, for sure. But I don't even know if that counts really as like DC. I know it is DC, but like when I think of DC, I think of like Justice League, Harley Quinn stuff, and I'm not really about those as much. Nobody flaming you for not knowing sequel information. That stuff not even canon to me, dude. I know, dude. When they brought back the Emperor, I went to go see the movie with my girlfriend. When they brought back the Emperor, like they actually did it. Like I don't watch trailers before movies come out, so I really didn't even know the Emperor was like coming. I saw like the image, so like I saw like the posters I saw in the background. So I was like, oh, I guess they're like referencing him. But I never watch trailers for movies I'm really excited for because I don't want anything to get spoiled. When they actually brought back the Emperor, I looked at her like in my Star Wars t-shirt, and I was like, I'm out. Like, I cannot, like, we finished the movie, but I was like, this movie stinks. This is not canon to me. Like, I do not agree with this. Do not ruin the Emperor for me. All right, what else we got? Gamora, Star-Lord, Alita, the Wasp. I don't have any of those on pre-order. Hulk from Endgame. This version is like the whatever suit. Don't have that on pre-order. No Pennywise. I don't have this Scout Trooper on pre-order. I might pick up the Scout Trooper, the one without the speeder bike. I'll probably end up picking that one up. Unfortunately, if I pick it up, I kind of have to pick up two. And the problem is that if I pick this up, I can see myself just being like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna pick up the one with the speeder bike. I just can't fit it in the DTOF. I need to get a bigger display cabinet. Rise of Skywalker is the only Star Wars movie I fell asleep in the theater halfway through. That's savage. I've never fell asleep in this Star Wars movie, but that's savage. I'm sorry, I'm just texting my buddy right now. All right. I really hope that Hot Toys does Mace Windu, General Grievous, and perhaps Jar Jar. LOL. Okay, Mace Windu and General Grievous. I really hope that they do as well. Jar Jar, I'm not gonna lie. I loved, everybody loves to shit on the prequels, like the Phantom Menace and Jar Jar. I would definitely scoop a Hot Toys Jar Jar Binks. I don't care. I would buy it. Jar Jar is getting to the point now where he's like low key, like, he aged like milk when that movie came out. Like, he got destroyed, but he's gotten destroyed so hard that he's like low key kind of starting to age like wine now. He's like the immortal definition of a meme. And ever since that whole like conspiracy on Jar Jar Binks being the true Sith Lord, by the way, if any of you are Star Wars fans and haven't seen that YouTube video yet, watch that YouTube video. It's insane. It really makes it seem like Jar Jar was actually supposed to be the Sith Lord. That has always made me like Jar Jar more. I would definitely pick up a Hot Toys Jar Jar. I don't care what anybody says. Curious if Hawkeye will sit. I don't know. I could probably see it sitting TBH. I want Mace Windu for sure. That Scout Trooper looks like he's wearing a diaper. Let me pull it up. Where did I already cancel out of it? I have too many tabs open. Let me open it up again. I bet he kind of does. I can picture it. Yeah, he kind of does. That's whatever. That's how Scout Troopers look. All right, Wonder Woman I don't have. Hellboy I don't have. The Flash I don't have. Cable I don't have. I don't have her. Still don't have the Team Stew on pre-order. I don't think I'm going to be picking up those runs. Definitely do not have the Sith Jet Trooper on pre-order. That's got to be a dud to me. Both of these, Sith Jet Trooper and regular Jet Trooper. It's going to be a no from me, dog. Don't have Captain Marvel or this Harley. Don't have this Wonder Woman. Obviously don't have this Jet Trooper. I still don't have the pre-order. I'm still not going to pick up the one with the STAP for me. I don't know. I could change my mind on that one. But it's just like the price increase is just like too much, and I don't need like hot toy vehicles. If you're buying that figure and you have a standard IKEA Detolf and you think that you're going to be able to put your Anakin on top of the STAP, I do not think you're going to be able to. I think it's going to be too tall. So if anything, maybe you can have it hanging from the side. But Jedi Patrol mentioned this in the podcast last weekend. The ankle is like, it's not going to work with the ankle to have it displayed in that pose where he's like hanging off the side, because like the boot is all one piece. So just like crinkle and rip if you tried to do that. So I'm not picking up the STAP, although if you want to put a clone on that STAP or a STAP or whatever you want to call it, or a droid, that would look pretty badass. That's the only thing that would make me want to get it for that. But to put Anakin on it, I don't need to do that. I still don't have the Battle Damage Mark 85. Again, it's the same thing with Thanos. If I pick up Battle Damage Thanos, I'm picking up both of these, or I'm picking up neither. Right now I'm still leaning towards picking up both of them. I'm going to regret not buying this Iron Man. It's just something about the nanotech suit I just don't totally love, but I know I'm going to regret not having this one. It's just too iconic. I have to pick it up, but I'm just waiting a bit longer. That head sculpt is unbelievable. Hot Toys are... This picture I think is always so funny. It's this one, and it's the one where he's kneeling. This one. I think it just looks so funny. It's a toy. I know they're trying to add a little character to the picture, but it's a toy. Okay, 1 second. I will be right back. I'm gonna run back. Get a bottle of water. 30 seconds. Alright, where were we? In the comments section. Imagine the outcry of Star Wars fans if the DX releases The Rise of Skywalker Emperor on the life support system. I would be dead if they did that for the DX. That would stink. The next DX they have to give us, the one I want the most is I think someone mentioned the Six Scale Scavengers podcast. They got to give us the Emperor from Revenge of the Sith in both of his outfits, when he's still like the like his senator look, and then like his look when with like the furry kind of upper coat when he fights Yoda. That's the DX set I think I want the most for the next DX set. If they give us the Emperor on the life support thing, I'm going to be so weak. I'm totally not going to pick up that figure. That figure's just not even real to me. Isn't he like a clone or whatever? They did like a book after and said he was a clone. Such an L. Is Cody and Rex must buys? 100%. They are absolutely must buys. No question. Those are some of the fattest buys for me right now. Like they are great. Are you getting Qui-Gon? 100% I'm getting Qui-Gon. I think I have 2 on pre-order. Oops. If Hot Toys does a Jar Jar Binks, I'm guessing they would use a Fison-like body. Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, I can see that. 30-second moment of silence for Tony. Yeah, I know, right? RIP. Hot Toys needs to do some Men in Black figures from 1997. I would not mind a Will Smith Hot Toys figure. I'm not a huge fan of Men in Black, but I love Will Smith. Shout out to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's a great show. Last one's Mech Test Tony. I have a video coming out on him that should be coming out pretty soon, but I haven't ordered him yet, but I'm probably going to be ordering him. I low-key kind of like this quarter scale Spider-Man. I don't have any quarter scale figures in my collection still, but I've been like keeping my eye on this one a bit. Somebody said the Boba Fett figure is going up. I thought that it was still available for pre-order. I stand corrected. It is waitlist now. When did this go waitlist? Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that's why that figure is going up in the secondary market. I should have known that. Wow. Hey, always free option. I have a Boba Fett. Always hop on waitlist when you can. Low delta that they ever actually convert, but if they do, you have no downside. I hop on so many waitlists, but I already have this figure. Yeah, for sure. And because this is definitely the best version of Boba Fett. Like, if people want like one version in their collection, it's definitely not the Return of the Jedi one. Fun fact: I have an Excel spreadsheet like with all of this data in it, and I'm planning on doing a video at some point talking about it. I'll give you guys a sneak peek for everyone that's in the live chat. Not including sequel figures, there are only, as of like a month and a half ago when I collected the data, and basically what I did was I took like the retail price, like obviously that it's very easy to get that information, and then for the secondary market price, I aggregated some type of combination between eBay prices and Facebook prices. It's a really cool spreadsheet. I'm actually excited to talk about it in a future video, but not including sequel figures, the only 2 figures that are selling in the secondary market for below retail as of like a month and a half ago was A New Hope Darth Vader, the single issue release, and Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Every single figure is either at retail or above retail in the Star Wars X sequel figures. So the reason why I brought that up is this is the Boba Fett to have. It's not the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. I don't like the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. I think Empire Strikes Back, 1, because everybody loves Empire Strikes Back, and 2, I think it's the best looking Boba Fett. I still think the helmet is a bit wide. I have this one in my collection. But yeah, with the Mandalorian Season 2 coming out, this figure is definitely going to do well. If you can scoop one now for close to retail, now that it's waitlist, I didn't even know that. That's definitely a scoop. You're going to want this one before Mandalorian Season 2 comes out. And that's everything I have on pre-order, at least according to Sideshow. Sideshow might not have some things. But as you can see, I've got a lot on pre-order. I should have counted. How many was that for people that were following along? 25-ish? Including all the ones I'm doubling up on. It's probably somewhere around there, 20 to 25 figures. So it's a lot of figures. So given that I try and keep a running collection anywhere from like, I guess it's not going to be 25 anymore. It's probably going to be somewhere closer to 45. I've got some figures that I need to sell. I don't know what figures are going to be next on my list. When I'm selling my figures, I try and stick to a hard rule for myself. I don't sell figures that are still only like 3 months out of being sold out or anything. For example, Bespin Leia. I have a Bespin Leia. I'm not in love with it, but I'm not going to sell it until I see one of my catalysts for why I like that figure come through. And that catalyst being us getting Bespin Han or Bespin Luke, even though I don't think Bespin Luke is going to help that figure that much. It's really Bespin Han. once we either get Bespin Han or we get some type of clarity that we're definitely not going to be getting a Bespin Han, then I can feel more comfortable selling Bespin Leia, even if I'm selling her at a loss or at retail. But until then, I'm not going to sell her. Obviously, also because I just got her. I don't know what figures I'm going to sell. I need to start selling some though. I sold the Sideshow Boba Fett today. I sold so many Sideshow figures. I sold my Marvel Loki recently. I'm probably gonna sell my Snowtrooper 2-pack. Definitely not selling my Homecoming Spider-Man. Although that figure has gone up lately, but I love that figure. I love him with the yellow jacket. Yeah. What else we got? We need William Dafoe Green Goblin as a Hot Toy figure. I would definitely scoop that figure. William Dafoe, absolute beast. He destroyed that role. Those are one of the actors that, like, when I think of the character, I think of that actor. That was such a great casting. That reminds me, we need a burned Anakin torso laughing us off in the medical table. Okay, I would low-key kind of like that. I love Revenge of the Sith. I hope they do a Revenge of the Sith Vader. Yeah, that would be sick. That would be an easy one for them to do. If Hot Toys releases a DX Bespin Han with Carbonite and Prisoner outfit, the price of Empire Strikes Back will be insane. Oh, dude. There's no signs that they're releasing that. If they gave us a Bespin Han with a Carbonite and Prisoner outfit, Empire Strikes Boba Fett easily over 500, probably more. Bespin Leia, again, she probably goes to where Episode 4 Leia is trending out, which is $450. That would be an absolute snipe. Also, another thing that's going to help Bespin Leia, if they give us Lando. There's a local store that does a 40% off everything once in a while. Got Count Dooku for $150 and Empire Strikes Back Yoda for $130. No way, no chance. I don't believe you. What's the name of the local shop? That's insane. Why would they ever do 40% off of Hot Toys? They're definitely not getting them for less than. They're definitely not getting Count Dooku for less than $150 to them. That's insane. If you don't, do you mind putting in the chat what the name of the places? The Toy Era Doc Ock is cool looking for Spider-Man fans. Yeah, Argentina. Can you tell us what the name of the shop is, or if you don't want to like put it out into the chat because it's like one of your low-key plugs, if you want to message it to me on Instagram, I'm super interested to know what site is doing that. But yeah. Anywho, that's everything that I have on pre-order. What's something else? This stream has been running for a while. We've been live for 2 hours and 45 minutes now. I'm probably gonna wind it down at some point, but I'm still enjoying it. So like, if you guys are still in here, just kicking it, you know, it's a Thursday night. We got nothing else to do. I'm actually on vacation this week from work, so that's why I'm able to do a live stream this late into the night. For me, it's 10:30 p.m. where I am here. I have a job that I have to wake up very early for, but I'm actually on my 1 week vacation this week, so that's why I'm able to live stream so late into the night tonight. So if I'm enjoying it and you guys are enjoying it, no reason to stop a good thing. I would invest in Bosch Leia from Return of the Jedi. Yeah, that would be sick for sure. A Darth Vader in the Bacta tank from Rogue One would be awesome. Yeah, I could name off 100 Star Wars Hot Toys that I would love to see be made, and they would all be before we got a Jawa and Gonk droid. Still so hilarious that they gave us that. I don't know. I probably won't pick up this figure, but I think it's really cool. Pretty expensive, though. I think something would be interesting. Let's just... Maybe that's not a bad idea. Let me do Hot Toys checklist. There's one website that has a really... can we sort this by earliest? Yeah, let's go to page 37. What do you guys think about this? What if we just like go through some of these Hot Toys, like kind of skip over the ones like not non-Star Wars or Marvels, and then maybe we can just like chat about some of the ones that if money was no object, and like how about this? If you could pay retail for some of these Hot Toys, which ones would you definitely pick up at retail? Let me know if you guys want to do that. If not, we can do something else. If you want to do more Q&A, we can just do Q&A. The live stream is more for the community and for me to kind of just like engage with the community. So it's really whatever you guys want to do. 2099 Spidey has been a #1 hot seller hot toys since it went pre-order. Really? Where did you get that data from? That's interesting. I didn't know that data was actually available, but I would love to see that. That's crazy. I would not expect that figure to be #1. I didn't care if you answered earlier, but should I pick up Justice League Superman since it's about to sell out? Oh, sorry, I might have missed that earlier. Let me pull it up. Oh, sorry, Superman, not Spider-Man. Did they announce? They didn't put up a link, right, for the Superman that was shown in Sideshow Con, right? I heard people saying like that was like the definitive Superman to get. The Superman does look good though. I'm not like again, obviously I'm not like a huge DC fan, but like obviously, like the main guys, obviously like Superman. This does look really good. To be honest, I don't have much to say from an investment perspective since I'm not like as in tune with it. But like I would say, dude, if you want to pick it up and it's gonna go out of stock soon, like just pick it up. I can't guarantee it will do that great from an investment perspective just because I'm not really in tune with it. But I think if you want it, like I don't know why not. Got the NBA on in the background and watching the stream. Life is good. Oh, dude, nice. Oh, the Lakers are playing tonight, right? This is the first night of the season restart. Yeah, they are. I know this is very unrelated to Hot Toys, but I'm curious. I'm a big basketball fan. I'm a very big college basketball fan too, but also very much like the NBA. Is J.R. Smith playing tonight for the Lakers? I know nobody's probably interested in this. I'm just gonna check it real quick. I don't know if he's playing tonight. Adam Mulhall, if you want to let us know. We need a Mace Windy. Yo, a 1/6 Vader chamber would be sick. Yeah, that would be so tough. The store is called Stage 9 in Sacramento. All right, let's check this out. Stage 9. What is it called? Do I have that right? Stage 9 in Sacramento Toy Shop. Let's see if they have a website. Stage 9 Entertainment Store. Confirmed it is a real site. This guy wasn't messing around. All right, let's see what is that legit? Oh, sold out. That was about to be a scoop of a century. Nice. That's sick. That good for you, man. That's a great local shop to have. This is a weird image. Is this the hot toy? I don't know, but it's sold out. Nice. That's cool, dude. Always good to hear about those low-key shops. Suggestion for your live stream: have the ability for people to call in and talk to you. Dang, that would be interesting. I feel like the chat though. I feel like I'm able to have like a pretty good dialogue with most people in the chat, but like that would be a pretty interesting idea to have. I appreciate this suggestion. Hot Toys should make council member chairs. It would be so awesome to like. Oh, dude, that would be so sick. Imagine these council member chairs instead of like similar to how you have like the Hall of Armor for Iron Man. That's such a great point. So many of you guys bring up so many good points. That would be so tough. You could have like all of them like sitting in a semicircle and then have like Anakin in the middle, like the meme from Revenge of the Sith. Whatever it is, like, how can you be on the council but not be a Jedi Master? Yeah, JR isn't. Oh, nice. I wonder if he's going to screw it up again. LeBron is so forgiving. Let's see what happens. Have a good night, man. Work in the AM. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. JR is playing. Yeah, he is. They are pretty dry right now. Yeah, it looked like it. I assume you're talking about the shop. Saw an Instagram post of the Black Order head sculpt rendering from supposed Hot Toys designer. Anyone's guess whether that means anything? Oh, well. I take it people didn't really want to go through some of the old Hot Toys. That's cool. Me too. do other things. I need to pick up this incinerator trooper. Battle damage Thanos, Superman, Rain, Dio. Did anyone ever tell me, is it Dio or is it D0? Go to the Hot Toys section in Sideshow and then sort by best sellers, top sellers. Oh, that's how you do it? Let's see. Okay, go to the Hot Toys section. Just get rid of pre-releases. Sort by... Am I missing it? Brands... Oh, right. Sort by bestsellers. Wow, I never knew that. That's good to know. Cable, number 1. Go Deadpool fans. Anakin, number 2. No shocker. This is just for pre-orders, right? Yeah. Or no, not just for pre-orders. Wow, this is a great resource to know. I never really thought to filter it by that. Tony Stark mech suit, that makes sense. Stan Lee, that's surprising. Ooh, the deluxe set, not as much of a bestseller than the normal set. I agree. Whiplash, I'm not a fan of that. Dang, Mandalorian's still getting pre-orders for this long. That figure, gosh, I can't even think how many they must have produced that figure. One thing I wish Hot Toys, I wish they were a public company. I would love to look at their financial statements and see how much money they make. I've always been so curious. That's something also I could probably one day try and back into and try and figure out like some idea. But imagine how much money they're making. Honestly, Sideshow is the real winner through all of this. Like, for those of you that weren't in the stream earlier, we tried to like back into how much we think Hot Toys, like how much I think Hot Toys makes on the figures they make, and I think it's somewhere around $95 to $100 for a Hot Toy that they sell for $300. They make anywhere from $95 to $100. Think about how much Sideshow makes. Sideshow, when they sell a figure for retail, they're probably making on this Mandalorian set, they're probably making somewhere around $90 as well. Maybe probably less, maybe like $80. And they're just taking the risk and kind of middlemaning it. So that's crazy. That's why I think Hot Toys really does not overprice their figures. The fact that Sideshow can sell this figure for $315 and Hot Toys is the one that's doing all of the hard work, and they're making like unreal head sculpts and like really they're making art. I feel like they charge a very fair amount. Met JR person, he's a nice guy. That's funny. I don't mind going through the old Hot Toys. Oh, okay, cool. Can you imagine if Hot Toys did the Robot Chicken characters as figures? Dude, that would be so funny. It would be like way too good for Robot Chicken. It's kind of skewed though, as brand new pre-orders will obviously be at the top. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying that's crazy that the Mandalorian is this high up, given how like old that pre-order. That pre-order has been up for months now. It's crazy people are sorting it. I'd make the drive to Sacktown for that kind of deal. Yeah, dude. I would fly to the West Coast for that kind of deal as well. Look at my boy Cody. He's popular. I know, dude. And Cody as well. How long has this figure been available for pre-order? We're over a year now for sure. And if that tells you anything on the supply of this figure, the fact this figure is still available for pre-order and we are that far out. Something that's interesting? Now that I look at this page and we can see what figures have still like being able to pre-order. What do you guys think about this thought process? Obviously, Hot Toys like delay some figures, right? And it seems really random sometimes. Like, obviously, like they're going to delay the figures that are like more like brand new sculpts compared to like, take for example Spider-Man Far From Home. That figure is like already shipping. Like people already have that figure in hand. Obviously that's because it's basically like a reissue of one that they already had. But like sometimes we have like some Hot Toys that randomly like just like start shipping, and I'm kind of surprised by it because like it ends up being like a pretty quick turnaround, whereas like figures like this have been available for pre-order for like over a year now, and it was supposed to come out back in March, and it still got pushed back to now. Do you think that maybe they push back some of the figures that are continuing to be pre-ordered, so like very sought after figures, so that they have more time to continue making them and continue getting pre-orders? Like, think about it. It's crazy that Cody's this high up in this list for a figure that has been available for pre-order for this long. Who hasn't pre-ordered this figure that really wanted one now? You've had over a year and a half. So you think maybe they push back that figure because they're thinking people are still pre-ordering this. We want to continue to make more. And obviously pre-orders are fantastic because Hot Toys is basically at no risk when they're just fulfilling pre-orders, because they can just make as many pre-orders as they get. So that's an interesting thing, I think, to think about. Because basically, like, once Hot Toys stops the pre-order and actually releases a figure, that's when they really start to take a lot of risk in their production. Because like if they overproduce too many, then obviously like Sideshow is going to sit on figures. Like, you don't want to like oversupply your figures, obviously, and you also run the risk of undersupplying. Like, for instance, with the Mud Trooper, where it sells out before it even makes it to in stock. That's also a fault by Hot Toys. That Hot Toys does not want that to happen. There is an optimal level of supply. And in my mind, the optimal level is a figure that stays in stock for like 4 months. You don't want it to be oversupplied to where like anybody can get it, because then like Hot Toys loses a lot of its draw. But you also don't want it to sell out before it goes to in stock. So I wonder if that's why Hot Toys push back this figure so much, because they still have so many pre-orders. So they're basically taking risk-free profit by pushing it back and just continuing to try and fulfill pre-orders so they can get the supply number right, just produce enough. Hot Toys are far cheaper in Japan. I know, and in Hong Kong. It's brutal. It's just because of Sideshow, dude, the monopoly. Would be cool to do a breakdown of production costs on a figure. Yeah, that would be cool. I'll try and get some more research on it. That's the direction that I really want to take my channel into. That I feel like I can really stand out from other channels, like talking a lot about those, like, you know, finance sides of it. And I'm super interested in it. That's why I wish that Hot Toys is a public company. I feel like you could do some really interesting work going through like their like like 10K or 8Q and like looking at their like financial statements. But unfortunately, you can't because it's not a public company. Just join. What deals was in Sacramento? Oh, this guy was just talking about how there was like this shop in Sacramento that does like 40%. They have like 40% off sale. So he scooped like a Count Dooku for like a 150 and Episode 2 Yoda for 130. Not accessible to the greater public though, unfortunately. A twin set of Rose and Jack from Titanic movie would be cool. I would like that a lot too. Leonardo DiCaprio is amazing. Never thought about it that way, but that does make sense. I assume that you're talking about the thing I said about pushing back pre-orders. I know. I never thought about that either until that guy said that you can filter the results like this. It's super interesting. Where is the Mark 1 diecast Hot Toys? I feel like they gotta give it to us for New York Comic Con. I hope. Let us see the financials, Hot Toys. Come on. I'd love to pour over that juicy data as well. I know. I would, no joke, I would pay $500 to be able to see all of Hot Toys' like income statement, balance sheet, and financial statements. It would be so interesting to me. Being as like passionate about Star Wars collecting, Marvel collecting, and Hot Toys in general, and like being like coming from like a finance background, I'm so intrigued by those things. I would pay so much money to just be able to just get a glance at them. I don't know. Maybe one day I can get in contact with somebody who actually works at Hot Toys, and maybe they can give me some more of an inside scoop. But other than that, I don't know how I'm going to find the data. But I will find it. Mark my words, I will find it. Damn, what the F? What shop? I'm local, LOL. You're doing an awesome job. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I actually saw Dark Side can go for 230 in sack on OfferUp. Dang. Scoop. That is a scoop and score for sure. Batman figures. Do they have? I want the Joker. I want the Hot Toys Joker. It's not the price that deters me. It's just the head sculpt just doesn't look perfect to me. I saw somebody did a their own like third party version of the Joker from the Dark Knight. It was actually the best one that I've seen done. I just like have a hard rule that I just don't buy third party figures because that's just like a rabbit hole I don't need to go down. But I really want a Dark Knight Joker. The best head sculpt is the quarter scale one. The problem is that it's quarter scale, and I don't really want a quarter scale figure. It's just too big. I don't have like a great way to display them. But this is definitely the best head sculpt. If this was 1/6 scale, I'd be buying this. But the 1/6 scale one just doesn't look this good. I think not nearly as good. But it's such a great movie. This is also this is my top 5 favorite movies as well. Christopher Nolan at his finest. Inception. This one. All the Christopher Nolan films are fantastic. Memento. We checked out through Anno Toys. You know what I want? I want an Empire Strikes Back Stormtrooper. I was hoping that they were going to give us one for the 40th anniversary. They didn't. I feel like it's such an easy figure for them to do. I just didn't like how green the lens was in the Return of the Jedi one, but I definitely want some like two fresh new Stormtroopers. I obviously picked up the Rogue One and I'm a big fan of it, but I would not mind getting that for sure. JS, I offered on that Anakin. They never got back to me. Probably long sold. Dang. It was called Stage 9 or something like that. A company called Black Toys makes a nice Joker. It looks better than the Hot Toys. Really? How do I find it? I want to see that. So the store he was talking about just sold a Jin and K2SO for retail within the last month. Dang, really? I saw those were sold out. Are you sure that's not like an old thing? That's insane if so. Okay, is this the one that the... Dang, that does look kind of good. So this is just like an unlicensed Joker. He has rooted hair. Why can't I click on these photos? Okay, there we go. Shoot, that does look good. And I usually hate rooted hair. It looks like they kind of did a good job with it, though. Dang, that does look really good. It's just too bad it's unlicensed. I don't know what it is in me. I just don't know if I can pick up unlicensed figures, but that does look really good. I'm actually going to look into that more later on. That's interesting. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Comes with the money pile. Really? That's a massive money pile. Costs a money pile too at $400. All right, everybody. We passed the 3-hour mark. That was a way longer stream than I wanted to, but honestly, everybody here was just like super interactive. This is a very fun stream. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in tonight. We got up to like 55 viewers at one point. Make sure to smash that like button on this stream if you haven't already. Let's just end it off strong. But like overall, I very much enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. This was fun. I'll try and do this more often. Hopefully, try and do it maybe like once a week, maybe on like Thursdays or something, where we just like live stream and kind of just like talk about what we're what we're thinking on Hot Toys. Go through some Hot Toys. I think it's fun to go through different websites and see like different figures, what's out there, see if we can find any deals. Had a couple people, said some shops that was cool, but yeah. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. 3 hours is long enough. I was expecting to go over like 1 hour. We went way over, but that's totally cool. That was enjoyable. But yeah, anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. This is 6 Scale Economist. Looking forward to you guys' feedback on this new series that I started. If you haven't checked it out, make sure to check it out. I'm just going through the different years and doing my top 5 favorite Hot Toys. Started with 2016 today. We'll have more coming out throughout the week, going through all the different years. And other than that, we'll go from there. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. This is 6 Scale Economist, and we will see you in the next stream/video.